And being a visually impaired person, I still don't know how to do Braille. So
Hey, there we go. I remember to actually turn the fucking sound on so I can actually talk on my own goddamn Hangout. Well, on the stream,
Yay!
that is. Yeah. I'm sure everyone really gives a shit at this point. We have like one watching, and it's probably me. I have to bring it up for the sake of the
Hey, if
text.
Paranor was here, you'd have two people watching.
Well, I was going to put the link in the description, but I'm still leery of it after the bullshit at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anybody out there in viewer world decides they want to come in, I'll just let them. Fuck it.
YOLO.
Okay.
You only live twice. What?
that's
Yolt.
Yolt. Yolt.
Yolt Cola. I almost missed that stuff, but nasty, sugary, over caffeinated, kind of tasted fucked up.
Like
Oh,
compared to like
Jolt?
the energy,
Oh,
yeah, the
Yeah.
energy drinks you get now,
Jolt was
like those
kind of
are
gross. The only
garbage.
point of it was to like keep you awake for like ever.
It
Yeah,
didn't
but
even do that for me.
nowadays, like you can get like fruit punch, like Mountain Dew Kickstart, so good. That's pretty much the only like energy drink I drink nowadays. It's
Well,
okay.
I mean, now they have fucking transdermal caffeine and shit,
hmm
and we have people like dying from caffeine overdoses and all that crap too.
People clogging their arteries too. There's a lot of people who've like had massive heart attacks from too much energy drinks.
Really?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people who got sponsored by like Red Bull and Monster and Amp and stuff. They get a lot of them like get heart issues very quickly. You know
Wow.
why? Because they're sitting there drinking all these free sponsorships.
Yeah, you're only supposed to hold the thing up to the camera. You're really not supposed to drink it.
Well, it is good, but I'm like
Well,
I say it profess that I like energy drinks. It's just I'm not gonna have one every day. I'm not gonna even like have one every 2 weeks. That's just too
yeah.
much. That's way too much
Hey,
caffeine,
Jordy,
way too much taurine.
there were people I worked with. The the canteen truck that would come around would sell Monster energy drinks. These guys would come in the morning at 7 o'clock with a Monster can in their hand. They'd have one at lunch, and they'd have one in the afternoon. That's
hmm
all they drank.
Yeah, that's gonna fuck up your heart so bad. Like there
They
was one point.
they even did this in the summertime in the high heat. All that caffeine is just making you piss. You're going to give yourself kidney stones and
Yeah,
dehydration if you're not careful.
yeah.
Kidney stones aren't very fun. I've had a few in my day.
Yeah.
Then again, I do drink quite a bit of caffeine.
And the first time you ever get kidney stones, you have no idea what's wrong with you and you think you're dying.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You are dying. Just
No, you
very
think you're
slowly.
dying. Yeah.
I
But you have no idea what's wrong.
haven't actually. I don't think I've actually showed. Well, in theory, it should be showing up on the tubes now. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
I did a Tetris stream like a month ago, and I was like, why the fuck is not working? And I was like, oh, it takes like 2 minutes to get started.
Hmm. Let's see now.
Speaking of, I would play Tetris when
Fuck is
we talk
everyone?
about things.
I don't know. I might end up calling this a short one. I mean, where the fuck is everyone? We have like zero fucking viewers and not so many people showing up. I'm telling you, Sundays people are like, I've watched enough fucking Hangouts.
I can't like I used to watch people's hangouts even when the fail was happening. I'd go back and see what happened during that hangout.
Yeah.
I don't watch anybody's hangouts anymore.
Well, the one I did earlier was actually fun. Just saying.
Which one?
Narcissism, Mateel Swan.
Oh, I'll have to go watch that later.
That
But
one was fun. It was okay. We were going through what was supposed to be essentially ponage of this video that was like, I don't know, like 17 minutes. It took 5 fucking hours.
oh wow.
That's how much fail it was. I mean,
Well,
holy
sorry.
crap.
I think I was doing family things or something. Sorry.
You
But
were.
yeah, but yeah, I can't remember the last like person's hangout like I brought up to go watch. It's normally I'll go look for a clip show if there is one. I'll go look for clips, but I don't watch anybody's hangouts anymore.
What are we watching?
I don't.
People's hangouts.
People's Hangouts.
I was just saying that like I like back when the fail was happening when Brian was doing hangouts, I'll go
Oh,
back and
God.
see what was mentioned, like see if there was anything that was particularly funny. And now I don't go out of my way to watch anybody in particular.
Yeah, I understand that.
No, Hangouts are in the moment. It's not
Yeah.
something you save all 12 hours of footage and watch later while you're doing other stuff.
Jade.
Yeah.
Guilty of that.
I feel almost bad I didn't put the link in there. Maybe at least we'd get trolled. That'd be something fucking interesting. Hell.
Eh,
You know, if there was an actual topic and structure, and people were actually discussing something that was worthwhile, then okay, I could understand people going and watching them. But most hangouts I do come across that are recorded are like fucking long.
Booty.
Yep. That's why I generally try to keep shuffles to like 2 hours. I try to keep them at least to some vaguely watchable length. I mean, you go too much longer than that, and even Jade won't use it as background noise.
Yeah, next thing you know, someone's selling your hangouts on DVDs or CDs in order to be used as white noise to help people sleep.
Actually, when people use shuffles for that, I don't mind. I'm one of those people that I do like having, extra voices in the room, so to speak, so I can get the fuck to sleep, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that
I
was
do
kind
that
of the gag with the early shuffles was, what the fuck you people still watching for? Aren't you supposed to be trying to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Because that was kind of part of the initial thing was, this is to help the insomniacs either have something to watch or to fucking go to sleep by.
Yeah. Well, since we have no topic, Heathens, I'd like to ask a question. When it comes to lucid dreaming,
Yes.
how does, when you say that the person who's dreaming can control their dreams,
Yeah.
how do you define control the dream?
Absolute full control.
Yeah.
No?
So if the dream was to have a red door in it, the person could make it a blue door.
No. But at the same point, if you see a red door, you can have it painted black. No
Eh,
colors
yeah.
anymore. I want them all to turn black. Yeah,
Okay. Or you literally write the script
You're back
for the dream.
Okay. It varies on an individual basis.
Okay.
In terms of lucid dreaming. Now, strictly speaking, depending on what state you are in relation to REM sleep, the amount of control you're going to have is going to vary. And also, I think the person's individual willpower may actually play a factor in this.
But I'm just using those as examples as to what you mean by controlling the dream.
But in my case, what I tend to do when I'm lucid dreaming, and some of this, a little bit of this kind of comes more so with a writer's instinct, I suppose, is, I'll get to a certain point in the scenario, I'm lucid enough that I can take control of the dream anytime I want to, and it'll hit a point that I'm like, nope, I don't like that, and I will rewind the entire scenario in the dream back to a different starting point, and then try doing different things to see if I can get a different outcome. Then I'll rewind again and keep rewinding again and just keep replaying it like it's a scenario in a video game.
Because I had a thought as to why this was important for lucid dreaming. Because if it is as if you can change the details or write it as a script, then lucid dreaming is how you go about defeating Freddy Krueger.
Oh, absolutely. In Nightmare on Elm Street, if these people were lucid dreaming, they would fuck his shit up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no fucking question on that one. They would fuck his shit up. And there was actually one of the Freddy movies, they had a character in there that was supposed to be like uber psychic or some shit like this, and all they needed was somebody that could fucking lucid dream.
Yeah.
Then it's like, haha, I'm going to get you, and the claws and shit, and then an anvil falls on his head. Anvil thump. Ah, motherfucker. Anvil storm. It'd be fucking easy.
All right, now there's a power for a superhero.
Anvil storm?
No, it's Anvil Man. Anvil Man. Yeah.
Whenever they say anvil, one magically appears and lands on
He could summon anvils. One of his things would be an anvil storm.
I think that's more the super villain, though.
No, it has to be a superhero.
No, it could be a super villain.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yes.
That's funny because when you sort of ask yourself if you're more alert during the day, like, I mean, if you you do that check, whatever those people within the lucid dreaming communities tell you to do the check, it actually does help. It truly does
checks,
help.
Yeah, the reality checks. It's funny because one of the videos that I used in the last one, actually was a pretty good video talking about lucid dreaming.
So what is the lucid dreaming reality check?
You ask yourself if you're dreaming.
Yeah.
Literally it.
You basically, over the course of the day, you do things like looking in the mirror, trying to read things, this and that, and pause and say, am I awake or am I asleep?
Okay.
And you get basically what you do is, and it's not that you think that you're dreaming during the day. Don't get me wrong with that. What it is you are basically developing the mental habit of verifying whether you're awake or asleep. So it
But what's
becomes
with
a
looking in
habit.
the mirror? What's with looking in the mirror and reading?
It's really hard to read in dreams.
Yeah.
Usually, if you look at look at a piece of paper in a dream, and it seems to say something. You look away and you look back. Usually, the words are shifted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or at least that's what people report saying.
Well,
Yeah.
no. In dreams,
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
very minute details that tend to not stay consistent.
And
Okay.
it's not like universal, but it can happen. It most likely happens because people aren't trained in that sort of stuff.
I mean,
I
if
think
you had
I
like,
think. Hold on. I think I just figured out something from an episode of The Prisoner.
okay,
Okay.
He goes into the store and he goes over to the records, and they have a phonograph there, and he puts on a record. And he puts on a particular piece of music and listens to a certain movement. I can't remember the song he's listening to. And then he times it with his watch. And he checks out the window. He then takes the record off and he puts a different record on. Same music.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just another copy of the same recording and then times it again with his watch.
hmm
Would that be an example of something which is not consistent?
well, it's a consistency check. This is
Yeah.
and this is equated to the reality checks. Yeah, if you know the exact same song on the exact same record at a different length of time or what have you. But that's the thing is, you normally in a dream you look at a clock, you look away, you look back, and the time's not going to be exactly the same. Not all the time, at least. And this is the thing is, there's a lot of things that tend to you have a lot more consistency in reality than dreams. So, for example, if you look at a clock, look away and look back at it, and you know it's a little bit earlier, a little bit later, just with the course of the span of that second, you know you're dreaming,
Mhm.
or you know there's something really fucking wrong with your clock.
that's
Now,
why asking yourself if you're awake is a lot simpler
yeah,
one.
yeah. Now,
A lot
mind
more
you,
effective.
well, this is how you instead of just simply saying "Am I awake?" you do something to validate that you're awake.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Yeah.
just saying it, yeah. But there was the time period when I was able to lucid dream really fucking well was a time period that I had a clock that didn't work worth fuck. Um,
Eh,
the clock had fallen off the wall at one point, and the quartz crystal had busted out of the damn thing. So he started calling it house time, because whatever the time of the clock was, seemed it seemed more consistent with our notion of time passing as opposed to how it was actually passing, because it was kind of weird and random and shit. So we refer to it as house time, because it
Okay,
certainly wasn't keeping real time.
you're gonna have to explain. So it was working slowly or it was working at a random
Okay,
pace.
no. On a day, if the day seemed like it was going by slowly, the clock seemed to run more slowly. If the day seemed to be going quickly, the clock seemed to run more quickly.
Oh,
Although the
so like
clock did not keep consistent time at all because it had no crystal to modulate the actual movements of the clock.
so
So
like
it was
there's time
speeding up
dilation
and
taking
slowing
into effect.
down. It was running based on the temperature and humidity
Yeah,
as the clock would expand and contract.
yeah,
There was
pretty
nothing
much.
regulating it and keeping it regular.
Yeah, it just kind of did whatever the
But
fuck it wanted
had a
for
low.
time.
It didn't have a high fiber diet. There you go.
So
So
the
it's
joke
time
was,
dilation.
the joke would be, well, it's 6 o'clock here. Well, fucking feels like it's goddamn 6 o'clock. This kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was more of a decorative clock you hang on the wall.
No, it was a joke clock more than anything else. Um, my roommate and I didn't have jobs at the time. We were disabled, and it didn't matter what the fuck time of day it really was. So this just became kind of a goof off thing.
Oh, okay. So basically, looked outside. The sun's up. It says it's the morning, so it must be sometime in the morning.
Well, it was more like you look out, you're sitting there, the day seems to be going really fucking slowly, just dragging by, and you look at the clock, and it's like, oh, look, it's still 2 o'clock. What time is it really? 8. But
Yeah.
if the day feels like it's, the day feels like it's been dragging by, so the clock seems almost like it's more reliable than actual time outside. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like where exactly were you gonna go?
Yeah, it was like
What were you
perceptual
gonna
time
do
as a.
today?
Well, that's the thing is the we used to joke that essentially the clock was running on perceived time as opposed to actual time.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it, but just kind of one of those useless, ridiculous things you do when you have nothing better to do with your time, ultimately. But yeah, we had a whole thing with house time.
I have to go back to work on Tuesday.
Oh no, IG! First world problems.
Fucking A.
New job? The new job, or
Yeah, the new job.
your first day, or?
Yep.
Oh, good luck. Hope it goes well. Sorry, good skill. Hope it goes well.
Well, it's just Tuesday as orientation, and I don't report to
Oh, good luck staying awake then.
the rides department
Hmm.
till Wednesday. But
So you get paid to go to work and basically walk around and look at stuff.
yeah, I'll get a whole day of walking around looking at shit, which is good because I don't know that park at all.
Is it just a different park, or is it like a different like organization entirely?
Oh, different organization entirely.
Oh,
Universal Studios Hollywood, baby.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Because I didn't know whether you wanted to say anything.
Well,
Yeah, he's moving up. He's getting
Yep.
one step closer to Disney.
Dun, dun,
no,
dun.
Universal pays better than Disney.
Oh, okay.
You want to bring Lenatar in here, and he can talk about the times he has Disney.
No, you can't get through to the boy. Apparently, he gets a girlfriend and he abandons all us poor internet slobs.
Look at Kevin.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey.
yeah. Look
Hey.
at Kevin.
You know what it is. Lenatar does
I
not
didn't
want to
mean that, Kevin.
admit that he got an STD.
Wah, wah.
If he came back, we'd ask him, and then he'd wind up talking about it. So by staying away,
Wait. Did you
can't-
just
you
say?
can't
Wait.
mention
Did you say he got an STD or P? Are we talking about sexually transmitted potato?
yes,
Oh, okay.
I believe in real world land that would be called pregnancy.
Oh,
Mm.
okay. I don't think so.
Sexually transmitted potato.
No, I don't think so. Wow, we have a second person watching. Did Para finally wake up?
Because apparently, I guess Paranor never,
Wah,
Lenatar,
wah,
never,
gotcha.
Lenatar never knew about using a potato as a form of contraceptive.
What?
Oh, you didn't know this? You take a
Headless,
potato,
I don't want to know this. I don't want to know this.
you cut it in half, you hollow it out, and it's used like a diaphragm.
Oh, for fuck's sake, give me a break.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Dev Shell. Hey, man, how's it going? I could send him an actual invite. In
Well, why don't
theory,
you
he
set him an
might
actual
already be.
invite and get him in here instead of having him sit around as the only fourth viewer?
Yeah. Let's do that.
The last time he was in here, he couldn't get a word in edgewise. There's so many people.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a crap day for our hangouts. It's Sundays. Everybody else has already ran their fucking things. Hell, I ran a 5-hour fucking thing earlier, which was supposed to be 1 to 2. I might.
Dude, I fucking passed out because that shit got boring. I'm
No,
sorry.
dude, I didn't expect it to run that long. I'm like, it's like a 17-minute video. This will take, maybe an hour, 2 hours. No, 5. Fuck. Shit, man.
I mean, I think after 20 minutes, we pretty much established that she was
A
fucking
narcissistic cunt,
a
yeah.
narcissistic bitch, right?
yeah.
And could have ended it there.
Well,
Well, G, did you like what I did in that video? I found her background.
yeah. Well, I mean, this is the thing, though. I mean, I've already looked at quite a bit of the stuff pertaining to her background, but
No, I mean the background of her video.
oh, that, yeah.
So if you ever make a video that addresses her, then unfortunately, it's a pay site for the background. You recreate that background using it in your video. And see if she ever picks up on it.
Oh, you meant her literal background.
Yeah, her little green screen background. I found out where she got it from.
Oh.
Like the tile pattern, even the whole thing. It's not a photo edit. It's not a composite. It is an actual place, just like that. It's in Israel.
I don't know. I'm still going with that was a weird fucking tangent you went on, Headless, and kind of irrelevant to the topic.
It really was, but the thing is,
I was bored.
well, yeah, but that just makes it last longer, man. We'd like the shit to end eventually.
Hold on, actually, IG, things like what I was doing are actually important because people like her will use certain things in their background. as a form of messaging to the viewer. You may not realize what you're looking at.
OC's pro-Israel?
No, okay, well, how's this, Jordy? I found the tile, but I couldn't find the rocks, so was it a composite? The angle of the photo I found was not the same. So did she go there and take the photos? Or
really?
video?
Still
Did
don't give
somebody
a
else
shit.
give
It was
to
like
her?
20 fucking more minutes. I'm like, this stuff, the fucking
Yeah.
original source video is like 17 minutes. Can we get done with this within like 2 hour
Well, I
frame?
was
No.
doing it while everyone else was talking.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So I was like multitasking here.
Ah!
Everybody else was doing all their other weirdo crap, and I'm just Googling shit.
No, we were just trying to rag on her like good normal people. No, but of that 5 hours, somehow I have to trim that down to like 25 minutes. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through there and ignore almost every fucking thing and say, okay, what are the like 5 to 10 funniest fucking things said during this, or best criticisms or what have you, and then throw away the rest of it. It's gonna suck for me. Which is why I'm looking at it going, I'm probably not going to have this fucking thing sorted out till Thursday at this rate. I was hoping to do like Tuesday, but fuck no. It's not going to make it on Tuesday. It'll probably be Thursday.
The sound of the police. Jesus Christ. Who are they chasing? I don't know if you guys could hear that.
The problem with the 5-minute video that means that it's, that's an entire 5-minute video I'm going to need to go through to try and find the fucking clips. Sucks. Hell, there have been occasions that I've done that, and I'm just like, okay, fuck it, I'm not using the clip show at all. It's too much to go through. So I might end up going that route. I don't know. I'm hoping I don't, but I like to use at least a couple clips. We'll find out. I don't know. This is the thing with cat owners. They always end up coughing up fur balls when you least expect it.
Yeah.
What's your excuse?
Yeah, AG.
I smoke too much.
Oh, okay. I'm actually trying to quit. It sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not doing a very good job of it. I got myself all the way down to about a half a pack a day, and now I'm back up to damn near a pack and a half. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I'm just too lazy because it takes a lot of effort to quit. A lot of, and I've been on vacation the last 2 weeks. So I've just been like doing whatever. I haven't done really anything these
And you live in California, you fucking asshole.
I don't know. I'm right now. I'm blaming my smoking on the fact that I love my kids because I'm not killing them and they're here all summer. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I had a great week with my kids though. It was funny. When I picked them up, I had this discussion with my ex-wife about she was complaining that the kids were being, really disrespectful and not listening to her and talking back and just not behaving normally. And I said, okay, well, I'll keep an eye out, for that kind of stuff. And they were perfect angels while they were here. I mean,
I get the same kind of situation, but
and what I told her was when I dropped the kids off and I had a talk with her, I said, well, we had a couple of of the normal arguments between the girls, but as soon as I stepped in, it was diffused. And I said, you know what I do when they're here is that I leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah, that's pretty much why my kids are really good when they're here. I give them their autonomy. I let them have their independence. And
right. And I'm not, because the older one, she's always complaining that, mom's always, up in her business. And, she's going to be 13, next month. And I've realized, okay, well, I'm dealing with a teenager now, someone who is, finding their identity and, and so I'm just going to leave her alone. I mean, when she got here, I told her that the list of chores that she needs to get done on a daily basis and the stuff that I would appreciate she got done, before the week was up. And I didn't have to remind her. I didn't, and the little one, all I make the little one do is, clean the bathroom, take the trash out of the bathroom and keep her room tidy. And, I didn't have a problem.
Now, the ex and her current are incredibly controlling. So I've had to kind of compensate a little bit by being, honestly, in some cases, more lenient than I'd like to be because they need some place where they can feel like they
I
can be themselves.
I see I agree wholeheartedly. I think no, look, my ex-wife, she was a shitty wife, okay? And granted I was a shitty husband, so it's equal shittiness, okay? But she's a good mom. In my opinion, she's a little bit overbearing, but I would rather, their mother be a little bit more overbearing than not. Because I realized that, that she has a lot of stresses to deal with, and I understand that. So when they're here, I try to keep, a consistency in the amount of chores they have to do and the responsibilities, but I'm not always up in their face, like I went like almost 3 days without seeing my oldest daughter because she was in her room because I bought her a MacBook Air for her birthday. And so she was busy on her computer. And I just checked on her every once in a while saying, hey, you okay? It's time to eat, or, you're still alive. Okay. Yeah, you're still alive. Good. And I just left her alone. So, and she, I think, appreciates that, because you gotta, because I think the more overbearing you are, then you get into, they start hiding stuff from you.
Well, I mean, in the case of my ex, she'll randomly go to my daughter and demand that she give her her phone and unlock it so that she can go rummaging through it when my daughter's done nothing to basically.
That's an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, a complete invasion of privacy, and it's completely random for no reason, no provocation whatsoever. And needless to say, there's some resentment there.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
Can I just say, as a sheltered child, because I was visually impaired, like I didn't learn about like my own autonomy until I was probably 18. So I understand wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, when you're that suppressive to your children, they're going to have some resentment there.
Yeah,
and
my kids are pissed right now because they moved to Palm Springs. My ex got a job at a hospital out in Palm Springs, and she moved them. And I didn't fight the move. I figured it was good for my ex-wife to get a good job, and therefore it's good for my kids. And so, now when I pick up my kids, I got to drive, an hour and a half and meet her halfway, as opposed to driving 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's, but the girls are pissed because, they've got to start all over in new schools.
Yeah.
They got to make new friends, and that's rough, especially for a young teenager. And not only that, but Phoebe, who is the more shy of the two, had just started really breaking out of her shell and meeting and having friends and being social, and now she has to start over. And I said that to my ex. I go, well, the girls are pissed if they're giving you a lot of drama. They're pissed, and I wouldn't recommend responding, with harshness, Like when the girls are upset, the first thing out of my mouth is, well, I understand you're upset. Let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I give them an opportunity to express themselves before I turn into, the enforcer.
Yeah.
Because you have to let them be pissed.
Work through it.
And I don't know, but so we'll see how things go. I have a feeling when school starts, they'll start meeting people, and things will get back to normal.
I mean, all you can do is really hope for the best, and you do what you have to do by them and this and that. But what I think is kind of funny is that my ex and her current insists that I don't ever discipline them or some shit like this, and I'm like, yeah,
I get that.
It's
too.
like, you know what? I don't often have to.
Yeah. And when that's the funny thing is, because that's my response too. She's like, well, if it was up to you, the girls would just do whatever. And I'm like, no, that's not true. Just because when they're with me, I don't have to discipline them doesn't mean that I wouldn't. And I've had to. A couple months ago, we had a big blowout between the two, and I had to bring the hammer, but it, yeah.
Well, in my case, I mean, the kids are pretty reasonable. They know, if they get out of line, we're going to have a little bit of a talking. And honestly, this entire summer, I haven't had to really take away any privileges. Granted, my son got close once. And the thing is, I have a rule here because, over there, they're always under their mother's thumb. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, their rooms are their sanctuaries.
Yeah.
And, you want to sit there and you want to rage and you want to rant and you want to fuss and you want to cuss and you want to do whatever you want, do it in your room. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But the moment that the moment that you start fuck shit, and I can hear it, you got a problem. At that point, there's a problem, and I'm going to go and deal with it. But in general, it's not that much of a problem. I mean, they're in there, they want to express themselves, want to do whatever. I'm going to let them be their own people. That's their little domicile. They need someplace that's theirs so they can get their own headspace.
Yep.
Is it at the point where you let them repaint the room?
That would be my daughter, actually.
I figured.
Yeah, her walls are purple, and she's decided she's tired of the purple. Now we let her paint on the walls too. So she has a lot of glow-in-the-dark paint that she's written different things on it, and now she's kind of tired of that, and she's wanting to paint her walls black, and I said no.
Just out of curiosity, how many
hang on. But at the same point, she does have a summer job, so she's been buying black markers, and she's slowly turning the walls black anyway. You little pain in the ass.
Just out of curiosity.
13 3/4, yeah.
Yeah.
How many anarchy symbols has she drawn?
I think only one.
Yes, called it.
We do actually have another rule, though, for her, because she likes to paint in her room. And the rule we made up partially as a joke is if you spill paint on the floor, you're going to have to turn it into a painting on the floor.
Oh, 13. You're just too lenient.
I have a question, though. Is the room carpeted or hardwood?
Oh, it's really old, crappy hardwood that I plan on putting shit over eventually.
Oh, okay.
It's really crummy old hardwood, and it just kind of looks like crap, but we haven't gotten around to putting carpeting in or any of that. So what she did was, last time she spilled paint, she ended up making like this little picture of Cthulhu dancing through the flowers. It was hilarious.
Oh my god, that's exactly what came to mind when you said that.
It's like Cthulhu in a flower patch. I'm like, that's my daughter. Yeah. She's a trip. She's great. By the way, hey King 9, how's it going?
Yeah, I was about to say King 9 is here.
Yeah.
I find it pretty ironic now that I see his name that it's King 9 will not return and he keeps on returning.
Oh yeah. That's kind of fun. I asked him at one point what that's a reference to, but I still can't remember it. I'm horrible at that shit.
Like Kevin said it was a reference to something, but I can't remember what he said either. So
I just can't fucking.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Anyway.
Watch where you put that fist.
Yeah, something like that. I'm actually laying down on the couch just relaxing. I'm sitting there thinking, great, somebody. This would be the point now that I'm getting comfortable that somebody will come to join. I'll have to get up to answer the damn doorbell.
Or the dogs will come into the living room.
Over your clicker. It's hover the clicker over where you need to click and then click. Or I guess you have a
no.
nice.
He's got his reaching stick.
His reaching stick?
No, I don't.
Turns out there was like 8. You know when I was complaining about cop cars rolling by? They're like right outside my door right now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not outside my door, but they're like right across the street. There's like 8 of them.
Better hide your weed, dude.
Incidentally, I haven't gotten up to see what he typed in, which might have been in response to that, but I'm thinking it might have been a Twilight Zone episode now that I think of it.
He says it's a fist bump. Yeah, I got you.
I think King 9 will not return is actually a Twilight Zone reference. I just don't remember
specifically. Yeah. I think it might be. And IG, actually, I haven't smoked in like a month and a half, so.
Hey, dude, I didn't smoke for 3 years, and I finally broke down and smoked a little bit on my vacation, and it was fantastic.
Oh my god.
Dork.
I'm going camping in 2 weeks, and like it's my job to just go find something. So I'm gonna go find something. Ugh, it's gonna be so much fun. Month and a half of pure kush. Let's go.
Yeah, well, what's funny is that I had kept some. You know, I like when I started working at Six Flags. and I realized, oh, they drug test. You know, I packaged up what I had left and packed it away in the back of one of my drawers, and it kept. And it's, I mean, I'm sure, I mean, the potency is probably about half, but that's perfect for when, you haven't smoked in 3 years and you decide to take a hit. You don't want the super powerful stuff that's going to make you, all paranoid and freak out.
I haven't been paranoid like for at least a year. Like I stopped getting paranoid.
Oh, I could fix that.
I'm sure. I'm sure you could. I have full confidence if you wanted to, you could.
Well, thank you. It just has nothing to do with me being an evil bastard now, does it? It might.
It might. Well, not necessarily. No, it's not necessarily that I have confidence in you being evil. It's I have confidence in your abilities to act evil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but at the same point, you did trust me on that one occasion, so.
Not only does my
Yeah,
new
that's
job not or let me have a beard, but they don't random drug test.
No.
They give you a time and date.
So, but it's not something that I do every day or even every other day.
I have a bad habit when I have it. It's gone within a couple days.
Yeah, well, that it was great for me to hold on to what I had because it taught me to have stuff and then just not need to smoke it, or you know what I mean. It's like I've got beer in my fridge. It's been there for like 3 months. So
Careful, IG. That stuff doesn't last forever.
what, beer?
Yeah.
It doesn't?
No.
Okay. It might get skunky, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Granted, some of the stuff that Red got recently, I swear it fucking started skunky. Ugh.
MacNut said they quit for a whole month once while in jail.
Oh, that was McNuts. I knew somebody had just put it in there. As I said, I can't really see the screen from here. I'm still trying to rest up from earlier. I was on air for way the fuck too long trying to go through that shit. My brain was fried by the end of it. I'm good probably for about 3 hours in a hangout. Then I'm just like, what? Yeah, but 5 was way the fuck too much earlier. Just don't have the mental fortitude right now. Still recovering, so no surprise there, but anyway.
Back to this whole thing that people say that weed doesn't have it for me. It can be with people with addictive personalities. And I have a pretty bad addictive personality. But then again, I've had it for a month and a half, and I really haven't wanted it. It's okay. It will be okay if I do have it, but I'm not like craving it or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't crave it, and I didn't smoke the whole time my kids were here. So, and I haven't smoked since they left. So, I want to be sharp when I start work. So,
In fact, when it comes to like addictive shit, like I did something that I haven't done in like 3 years. I bought a can of like a tin of fucking Skull Cherry or something gross. I don't know why. Like I was like, oh, I'll just get one of these. I don't know why I did it, but like my buddy in high school, like basically, he got me. Me and him did it just as a bonding ritual, more or less.
Wow.
And
So hang on. Let me paraphrase you. So you said you did it as a bondage rituals.
a bonding ritual.
Oh, I've heard you wrong. Never mind.
Fuck you, 13. But anyways, it was like me and him would like check a dip in and just hang out and just talk and stuff. And like I haven't done it since like me and my friend graduated high school, so 3-4 years ago.
yeah, I have to admit the Skull Long Cut Cherry is really tasty.
It is very. And for some reason I buckled down and I was like, I buckled and I was like, I'll get one of those. And it brought back a bunch of weird memories. And I don't know if I should I don't know if I repress those memories or not. But like you know how they say flavor and taste can bring back memories?
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
those
And
were some
smell.
fucking good times. Yeah. It's like, oh, those are some good times, man. But yeah, it's one of those things, and I finish it and I don't want it, and I have no like interest in wanting it. It's like the empty can is just sitting here, and I'm like, I don't need it. Like when it comes to like substances, I don't feel the need. But when it comes to anything else, I guess I have a bunch of other first addictive things that happen to me
Hmm.
that I don't need. Like that I'm not technically addicted to substance. I don't know if that made any sense or not.
I have no clue. My brain's elsewhere. I don't know, man.
Hmm.
Well, I was hoping we were going to get more people showing up. I don't know. I might be calling it a little early tonight. Unless not anybody out there in Tube World wants to come on in. Because I can
Bob
certainly send.
Higgins, Mac Nuts. Bob
I,
Higgins just did a fist bump.
I don't know who Bob Higgins is. That's a new name here.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't.
well, welcome, Bob.
And IG just pissed off for coffee. Fuck, I
Yeah.
haven't seen IG in like probably a year. I remember like he came into a Skype call, I think, at one point, or maybe it was a Hangout, and
Well,
he talked to Kevin.
he's been popping into shuffles here and there, but usually doesn't stay for any length of time.
Hmm.
I
Well.
think part of that was like getting himself set to switch jobs and all that too. So I don't know.
2 week break.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna take over that, or of course you're gonna come back to YouTube for that 2 weeks at least. Then once he starts working, we won't see him again.
Well, you know, shit happens and all that.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I
weird.
can't remember like remember like the most definitive length of time that I like haven't been in a Hangout. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you haven't been running drunk bears lately, and that's a problem.
That's a problem. People are complaining. I
Oh,
will
yeah.
have to.
Yep.
Oh fuck. Okay. I'm gonna have to just make a date and just stick to it. Because normally with like the spontaneity was it, but like no one's around. People are punching each other in the face and not boxing up boxes and I don't know. I guess I've been doing shit for the summer, so
Yep.
I just find it funny. It's like they're boxing. I got it the first time, but I just thought it was more funny to just take that as at face value.
Yeah. Well, it's a fucking slow night. We have a fairly poor turnout inside here. It's all right, I guess, outside. I mean, we got 5 viewers. That's okay, but just really not much going on tonight. But I did tell some folks that I'd see if I could start a shuffle after the thing we did earlier. So gave it a shot, but it's going really slow. So I think I'm probably going to cut it in a few.
Okay.
Unless we have people like suddenly start showing up, but I have like no topics tonight. I'm still brain dead from earlier because
go
that
watch
was a
my-
long fucking hangout, man.
What video was it? Can I just go watch like the video she made and then sort of take what I think you guys might say?
Just look up Teal Swan narcissism.
Oh, she made a video about narcissism.
Yes.
Oh, is it what I would expect?
It's her defending narcissism.
Oh, then that's exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And she's a trademark. Okay.
Yeah. It's
So
it's quite special.
I can't call myself Teal Swan. Why not?
Why would you want
This
to?
I don't know.
Of
Yeah.
course, something just suddenly randomly came to mind. A friend of mine ages ago. And the two of us went up to my folks' place in New Hampshire, and we're wandering around. I'm giving my buddy the guided tour, and we're going under this one little, support that goes between the top and the top floor and the bottom. Just kind of, that little strut going across. It kind of leads over by where the what's the term? Not attic, but the little areas of railing up by the top, whatever the fuck. And we're going under this, and on the top of this beam, there's this duck, kind of this blue-green, kind of teal-colored duck. And my friend stops and he looks at it and he goes, "The hell's with a duck?" And my father looks up and smiles and goes, "Ah, it's an aqueduct." And the two of us both kind of go to smirk at the bad joke. And my mother sees the look on our faces and goes, "What? It was a bargain. We got it at J.C. Penney's or something like that." Oh God, we just died. My mother not getting even the bad joke. It was like, oh fuck. Just fucking died laughing.
So
wow.
she has the spirit science intro I see it now.
Oh yeah, they did one video together a while ago. It was back when Spirit Science was trying to promote the shit out of himself, and she, of course, the narcissist, is always trying to promote herself. So they did a video together talking about like crystals or some shit, and I think
Well,
and I don't know whether it was part of the deal that they make her the intro or whether she conned them into it or who the fuck knows. She
Or
just
maybe
uses
they just
people.
made it of the kindness of their own hearts.
Oh bullshit!
Yeah.
The way she uses people, I'm sure she got them. Well,
Like,
yeah, sure, but I'd really like a video of that. And maybe they're like, well, maybe we'll make you the video if you do one with us.
I can understand. Like, I'm not gonna watch the video yet, but I can understand like the positives of like trying to work for yourself first, but be nice to people first.
Yeah.
Like, working on yourself is a good thing. Like, it's always a good thing. But don't
Yep.
call it narcissism.
Well, no. But Teal's a narcissist. She is. She
Mm.
really is. It's all about her. Everything must. Watch some of the thing from earlier. It was just, yeah.
I prefer not to go watch a 5-hour hangout, but I'll go listen to some of it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to listen to the whole fucking 5-hour hangout. I'm just saying just listen to her.
However,
at least watch that video of hers. You'll get what the fuck I'm talking about.
The earlier today there we were doing the whole Teal Swan thing.
Yeah.
I know it may have been a 17-minute video, and it took us 5 hours to get through it. However, there was no explosive diarrhea.
No, there wasn't. That was actually the prior hangout. You're right. We leave that up.
But me going on my tangent.
No,
about
this.
finding her
Hang on.
green screen background.
Hang on. The one he's referencing was the last clip show.
There was Fabio.
Today's clip show we actually did publicly instead of pre-recorded clip show. We did it just for the general public, just kind of so they could see what goes on behind the scenes to some degree. And because it's horror week, because it's the last week prior to Patreon paying out, so it's at that time of the month that I try to get people to do the patron thing. Yeah, because
Like your period 13.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, and I don't really like doing the whole whoring out and trying to, give me money thing, but it's something that does help me and help the channel and all that kind of stuff.
And now, for everyone who watched, you now know how a YouTube video is made.
Yeah, you record 5 hours of fucking, you record it for 5 motherfucking hours, and then you go through and say, I'm allowed to use 10 minutes worth of clips. Fuck me.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, and a good portion of the Teal stuff I'm probably going to end up cutting out by the end of it because I don't need all of her crap anyway.
I'm surprised you guys managed to do it 5 hours.
The thing is, normally when I do a clip show, it's usually like an hour or two.
I
That's
know
the
it.
longest fucking
went
one
on
I've done.
we went on some tangents.
We had some fun. We really did.
Yeah.
But yeah, of that, there's I don't know. There's probably maybe 5 minutes worth of clips maybe 10 that'll end up in the final, but we'll see. I don't know because I also have to have room for the puppets.
Yeah.
I post a video.
That and usually the puppet intro is usually about a minute and a half anyway.
Yeah.
And I've got to keep the whole thing under 30 minutes, and hopefully I'd like to get to 20 or less, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Why do you give that guy the time of day?
Who's he fucking with now?
His music videos are so fucking bad.
Who are we talking about now? I'm not.
Oh, they're
Atheism
so horrible.
defended.
Oh, Eve.
Oh,
He
dude,
sent me
I
one
don't know what it
comment.
is. I don't know what it is, but it's like it's kind of like when you drive by a crash on the highway. That's what his
Can't
music
stop looking.
videos are like. You just have to look.
He sent one comment to me. I can't remember. Oh, it was on your video actually. He sent me one comment. He's like, "You're on my list," and I was like, "Get over it. Get over yourself, Jesus Christ."
Should I be quivering in anticipation, fear, or boredom? What the fuck?
No, I think I know what this
Pretty
is.
funny.
You see, IG, this is what happens to somebody when they don't take up the invitation to go to that party and wind up doing lines of coke off some lady's ass in the swimming pool.
Yeah,
This is what happens to them.
yeah.
He's gonna die soon.
No, I don't think. I don't think.
They stand in their basement making music like this, thinking they're cool because they put their hat on backwards. And wear sunglasses. That doesn't make you sing any better.
Here's the thing: is that, I mean, everything that could be wrong with it is wrong with it. You know,
Yeah.
like the timing is wrong, the chord emphasis is wrong. It's sung out of key and pitchy. You know,
And judging by the walls and the type of trim on the door, is this an apartment?
no, it's his house. He's probably got like a music room or something. I don't know. They live in a. I'm pretty sure he lives in a house. But
the best thing he could do is just if he wanted to like do what he's doing now, I would get rid of the name Atheist and Offended, and just go somewhere else on YouTube.
Oh, this is Raul. Sorry.
Yeah, and just try to be someone else because
Yeah,
everyone else knows him here, or if anybody who's anybody knows him here.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well, at least you got rid of the boonie hat.
Ugh.
no, he wears it sometimes. He still does like atheist videos, but it's just all the same old crap.
Actually, the one time like within the last year that I went to look at his channel was I went to look at it once, and in the video that was the most recent video was a video that said why the great debate community is dead, and I laughed my ass off. I didn't even watch the video. I just laughed.
Yeah.
Actually, the great debate community started getting a little bit more interesting for a while. We started getting people with at least 2 brain cells.
Mm.
Well, I don't know. Like, I think if his music videos were like parody stuff, like if he was changing the lyrics to make it funny or something, it'd be one thing. It's okay to be bad when you do that. But when you pretty much just sing the song the way it was written badly.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was that song. It's good to be bad.
And he's got a few songs in there, actually.
In the right
too.
measure.
He's got a bunch, and they're all terrible.
And this is why you like to watch them, because they're that bad, right?
IG,
Yeah.
tell him they're terrible because he thinks he's great.
He does. He does.
It's not because we hate Raul that we say.
And he's got. What's funny is that if you listen to him sing, he's got a little bit of a yodel in his singing, and it's so fucking bad.
A yodel?
Yeah, he yodels a little bit.
Do I still have my audio cable running? Hang on a second. Let me see if I still have my sound configured.
What do you mean by yodeling when you sing?
He does a weird. It's like a weird vibrato when he's holding notes. He can't hold a note.
Oh, he hits a note and it kind of goes like
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on, I got to check.
It does a little bit of a yodel. You should play that video.
Hang on.
Funny.
Let me just change my default sound. Give me a second. I can do that. Control panel, hardware. I still have my audio cable set up, so all I have to do is change my default.
What causes that yodeling though when you sing when you're trying to hold a note?
What?
What causes it?
It's no strength in your vocal cords. You don't have the strength to hold that note. So the note goes up and you're constantly like correcting.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, I just saw the song choice. Holy crap.
Yeah. All right. So it's lack of practice or training.
Yeah, it's lack of training, lack of practice, lack of everything.
Watching it.
Talent.
Okay, hang on a second. Let's victimize the audience here, because I got to hear how bad this is.
But
especially
of those 3 things, like the training and practice and the talent, which 2 will actually cause you to improve the most?
Training and practice.
Yeah. The talent is just bonus.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. In theory, my sound setup. Let's see if this goes.
The timing
Let's
is
do
so
it twice.
off.
Okay, can anybody name that tune?
I can, but I
Free
know.
falling.
You know what the video is.
I could tell you there's not enough room in here to swing a dead cat in that room. This looks like he might be in the living room when he does this.
Maybe.
And his wife's gone out for the day.
Yeah.
That's how he can get away with doing this.
Let me redo the screen cap, actually. Let me home in, because he only has a tiny little part of the screen there. And let's grab that.
Well,
He puts other.
he puts in because he starts to sing, so then the other one fills in.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck it then. We'll put it back to regular screen cap then. I'll grab the screen again. There we go.
This is probably the most attention he's gotten in probably like 6 months.
But yeah, so nobody can. Has anyone figured out what the actual song is yet? Well, let's let you a little bit more. Okay, I suck on the guitar. I can do better than that. Oh! Oh! Oh, the pain.
With his guitar, he's got it plugged into an amp, but let me guess. He has it turned down so that he doesn't disturb the neighbors, right?
I don't know.
That's what makes that tinny sound out of it.
Actually,
full.
Actually, what it is he's trying to record it over a crappy substandard computer mic from the sounds of it.
Yeah, he's not using a real mic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what that is.
But he's singing into a real mic.
I've got to hear the pain, though. Hang on.
It would cost him literally $20, and he could get a good sound.
Okay, now, pain. I want pain.
Your mama loved Jesus in America too. She's a good girl.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's all right. Everybody, thumbs up for America.
Oh boy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, well, listen for when he holds his notes, and you can hear the.
He's already warbling. He's already warbling. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Crazy about Elvis, loves horses, and a boyfriend too.
He's also not enunciating. Did he just say there are horses that were fucking too? What?
He does screw up some of the lyrics, but it's because he's probably.
Watch out, Thursday. You might get a content ID.
I might get added to the list, right?
Wait a second. No, hold on. He didn't start this again.
No.
And see if YouTube has closed captioning for this.
Oh shit! Where is it?
I want to see what the YouTube closed captions put up in place of the words.
I don't see a little closed captioning thing here. Sorry, I see watch later setting.
Oh, okay.
Wait, let's check settings. No, we don't have it. We don't have it.
It's a long day living in Reseda.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I just have to say this. He sings like a goat.
Honestly, being a person that has a goat puppet, I think the goat puppet could do a better job.
Probably.
Challenge!
There's a freeway running through the yard.
Yeah. I think it might be the goat singing at this point. Yeah.
He sings like a goat.
Yeah.
Just let the record show that this is the first time I've acknowledged Raul in probably like a year.
Okay, and he didn't. Now that you said the goat puppet can do a better job, you've now issued a challenge.
Okay, hang on a second.
You must make a video
Hang on a second.
singing Free Falling using the goat puppet.
And the worst part of this whole thing is that that's a really good Tom Petty song.
I know, he wrecked it. I know.
He totally destroys it.
Hey, IG, do you have any connections to Tom Petty? And have Tom Petty come and flag this video for copyright, just so we can get rid of it.
Okay, hang on a
No,
second.
because YouTube allows for karaoke, and that's what this is considered.
Yeah.
Oh, please, go make an exception.
And and where's the
Because
other
I think
camera?
Tom Petty does live near me. I think he lives up in Mulholland.
Well, yeah, I guess it's in one of his songs that sing about Mulholland Drive.
Well, yeah, in this song he does.
Way to go, dude! You just doxed yourself in your own song.
Well, Mulholland is a long.
I know it is. It's a popular street in some subcultures. I know.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
hang on.
It
runs-
I'm-
runs along the
about
top
that area.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
runs
and
along
we
the
change
top
the
of the
audio
Santa
here.
Monica Mountains.
Let me put it back on the regular wireless for a moment here, and let's see now. I have the right screen up here, and let me find the lyrics because I decided to be obnoxious about it. So here we go.
And if required, the drama llama can sing backup.
She's a good girl, loves her mama. Better yet, or what?
Yeah,
Loves
yeah.
Jesus and America too. Anyway, I figured that'll do it.
That was way better. Because there's actually the visual and the voice fits, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, let me close out of this.
All right, IG. If you ever do get to meet Tom Petty, because as you said, it kind of lives in your area or whatever, show him that video and tell us what his reaction is.
But better yet, I'll do a
You know,
full-length
look,
one with a
if
goat
I-
and see if he likes it better.
If I meet Tom Petty, that's the last fucking thing I'm
Oh,
bringing.
come on. I
Yeah.
want to
I
cry.
got so many other fucking questions that are way more important. than
Okay, you can do all the way more important stuff, but at some point ask him and show him the video.
that.
One other thing. Only welders and cocksuckers wear their hat backwards, and I know you're not a welder.
Technically, Jordy, welders don't wear their hats backwards. They wear hats that don't have a brim on them, which make them look like they're wearing them backwards.
Yeah, it's
I know welders.
Yeah, you
firsthand,
actually
and
don't
they wear
want
their
them
hats
back
backwards.
there because that will catch sparks and thus, a fire.
They
Not a
don't
good
give a
idea.
shit.
But yeah, it's like 1992 called once its hat turned around.
Good grief. Oh, well, did you miss Hatgate?
Hatgate or Fedoragate?
No, Hatgate. This was recent.
Hatgate.
Yes.
No, this was 2 years ago, and someone tried to revive a drama with another Hatgate.
Well, no. Fedoragate was 2 years ago. This is
No, it's not
Hatgate.
Fedoragate. There was,
All
there
right,
was a Hatgate.
please. Let 13 talk about Hatgate. What is Hatgate here?
One of the. I'm not going to use any names here. However,
Will you cough them in such a manner that we can understand you?
no, because you probably don't know them anyway.
Okay.
But that, and I honestly, I think it was Peripheral Prophet and Seth MacFarlane or something like that. I don't remember.
Okay.
But in any case, I don't necessarily remember who the fuck was doing what. But in any case, the technically deist was sitting there and calling somebody out for saying some really stupid shit. And what the stupid shit was this guy was sitting there saying, in essence, that he was dishonest and just trying to be popular by wearing a hat indoors at night. That's somehow this is going to make him popular. And yeah, just stupid shit.
Yikes.
Yeah. Oh, let me switch to the right screen. Sorry about that. There we go. Get back to the right one. Here we go. Just myself and Headless and Jordy and IG right now. But yeah, so this guy was making this big deal. So what happened was, because this was so insanely stupid, that, oh, well, you're just sitting there wearing that hat because you're trying to claim it's making him dishonest and he's only doing it for popularity. I'm like, yeah, wearing a hat in videos really makes it popular, right? So people were kind of fucking around, and they're making all these, like, support the hat thing and Hatgate and all this other stuff, just basically poking fun at him by everyone showing solidarity by wearing hats indoors. And he's like, these people are picking, and the theist was like, these people are picking on me, and they're being so mean to me, and yet it's like, dude, we're just having fun. Fuck off, dude.
I'm very confident that there was another Hatgate before that, and that was even before Fedoragate.
Oh, there
I
probably
know it happened.
was.
Ask Rick. I'm pretty confident Rictus made a video. Rictus is around.
No, a bunch of
get
people were
further,
making
so-
videos joking with the hat thing, and the fun part was Sokka made a sock puppet with the same kind of Scully cap on, and I actually, yeah, it's Disposable Gorilla. Yes, Moose Cow. But I have a hat that just looks just like the one that I think it's Seth, I think is his name. I have one that's almost exactly the same as his, so I started wearing that for the rest of the day just as a joke to fuck with people. It's kind of fun. Oh, hey Tuesday, how's it going? I did actually see the invite earlier, but I was still brain dead at the time.
It's
Blah blah Tuesday.
inventor. From,
Well,
Yes.
he's both disposable and
I know.
inventor,
I know.
yes. Well, he was inventor. Do you have any Gorilla accounts left? Wait a minute. You kept losing them.
What?
Do you actually? Do you still have? What accounts do you have now, anyway? I know
I
you
have,
lost a shit ton.
The main channel that I'm using now is Disposable Gorilla, but I do have the Inventor Gorilla channel, and that's the one that I usually do hangouts on.
Okay.
Disposable Gorillas usually got flags and strikes.
Yep.
Gee, I wonder how that happened.
I wonder
Yep.
who IG.
I haven't had a strike though in like over a year, so
Well, it's 'cause you haven't been making videos.
I
I'm
must
trying
be
to think here.
must be
When did I
slacking.
get on YouTube? Oh God, I must have been on YouTube since
I
probably 2008.
I don't remember who it
Yeah.
was, but somebody was ranting about you
My
and some
account, I've
drama
never
from
had a
it
strike.
recently.
I've never had a flag. Nothing. My account's
Well, I've
always
lost
been in good
the
standing.
I've lost a channel.
Let's see now.
It might help that I'm like this because I don't actually have videos on my channel.
Well,
Yeah.
when I first started on here, I had a video flagged roughly once a week.
Yeah.
Scientology.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a given. After a while, YouTube goes, that again.
Yeah, after a while, they're just like, oh, fuck this shit. Of course, my favorite was the time that I had to actually contact the BBC directly and say, yeah, I use a clip from one of your what is it, your panorama shows, and these people from Scientology are claiming that it's their property. Would you mind asserting your copyright so I don't have to, like, give these people my personal information? Bang, the video's back up within an hour. Apparently, BBC did contact YouTube and say, that's ours.
Yeah.
So yeah, that saved me some hassle. And it was funny though because I was telling the folks at YouTube, I'm like, this is clearly a false claim. I mean, if you look at this, you have a fax number in Florida, you have a phone number in Kentucky, and you have contact information in California. Why should I have to give these people that are clearly filing a fraudulent claim my information? Well, but they filed. I'm like, yes, but they're obviously not legitimate information, so why should I give them legitimate information? How would you just tell them I'm at 123 fuck you street? Can't I just do that? I'm like, no, you have to give actual information. I'm like, no, fuck you. No, I don't. I'm going to call the folks over at BBC now. Yeah, they didn't see that one coming.
Who's the godless engineer? IG.
What?
Someone's mentioning you in the comments. They're like, you're famous since you did the video with the godless engineer.
Yeah.
Who's that?
His name is John. I did an over the top ponage video of him, and then got him to do a hangout with me. We did a hangout for about 2 hours, and he fucking rage quit.
Oh, okay.
Is this recent?
Your
What is
usual
he-
ponage kind of drama horseshit?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and it was over the top on purpose, and I explained that to him. I said, look, you don't see what I'm doing. I'm basically just creating drama, doing over the top criticism as a parody of what you're doing. And I think he finally got, when he finally understood what I was doing, and that the whole time I never got upset, I never got excited, I never backed down.
Well, that's
He
'cause you're
finally just got so fucking pissed.
but IG, that's because you're a drama whore.
Yeah.
IG, what does Godless Engineer do?
He's a software engineer, and I don't know if that's the field that he's working in or not. But he does atheistic videos from, I believe he's in Kentucky, or he's from the South somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But most of the stuff that he does is like live hangout let's plays.
Oh, okay.
That's what I see him doing most often.
And what video were you making fun of?
I was making fun of one of the okay, you remember how Agent of Doubt had the religious road signs of stupidity series?
Yeah.
So he does a video like that where he's standing out in front of these various church signs, and just horribly misrepresenting
Oh,
what
you
they're
don't
saying.
stand in front of the church sign.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you sure he's not green screening?
No, he's not green screening. You can tell. He's actually there in front of the, in front of the church sign, probably on a fucking Tuesday morning. You know, uh, and I was I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, I decided
I was going to
to.
ask what kind of misrepresentations because I might disagree with
Oh,
you.
just basically, he was painting this using the broad brush of Christianity
Ah.
when it was obvious that he was standing in front of a Baptist church. And my point was, look, all your arguments are based on a Southern stereotype, and I don't think it's fair that you're going to paint all Christians in this way, because there are many Christians that don't believe that interpret Scripture differently than the Southern Baptists do. And that was my big objection, was, look, if you're going to, I don't have a problem if you're going to criticize individuals, if you're going to criticize a certain church about their interpretation, that's fine. But he kept using this broad brush, including all Christians,
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, sounds fair enough. I mean, that's the thing is there are so many different groups of so many different viewpoints and what have you, and I don't know. Here's where I give my usual shtick, which is there are people that are closer towards the middle, so to speak, that are the ones that we're more likely to be able to reach as atheists. And if you can reach those people, then they can try and get closer to the extremes with some of these objections that we have. But sitting there and painting everyone with the same brush, you're not going to get those potential allies because the Christian are more likely to listen to Christians. But on the other hand, if Godless Engineer isn't indeed in Alabama, holy fuck, poor son of a bitch.
I don't know. I mean,
Because
my
Alabama
point
is
was-
fucked.
well, another point that I brought up was, the progress that we've made in this country, and that things are getting better.
I think
And
so.
if you want to continue, to improve the conditions and remove this religious bigotry and this separation, then being overly critical and insulting to people isn't the way to do it. Which is why my
I'd
video
argue
was
that the way to do it is to sit there and try and get some of the more liberal Christians on your side and see if they can get some of the more moderates on your side, and then
right
have the two of
instead
them
of
stick a finger up to the people that are the fundies.
right, and that's why my video was purposely over the top as an example to say, look, my video was over the top on purpose because your initial jerk reaction was, oh, that inventor gorilla guy, what a dick, what an asshole, and no, let's argue, in a hangout, as opposed to, well,
But
hey,
hang
you
on,
brought up some
IG.
good points, let's discuss it.
But hang on, IG. You are an asshole.
Oh yeah, I am, but only if I think you're an asshole,
Yeah.
and so, which is subjective, I admit that's subjective, but that was the purpose of my video, was purposely being over the top and overly dickish to prove the point that, look, nothing good's going to come out of this because of how toxic my message was. Just like nothing good is going to come out of your video because of how toxic it was.
But then at the same point, you are somebody that I did briefly have to essentially take off my list and stop allowing into Hangouts. Because
For
you
what?
did something really bad.
Which was what?
You defended Brett Keane, how dare you?
I've
Okay,
never
hold on.
defended Brett Keane.
You
One
defended
moment,
him
one
once, that was enough. You told me to, give him a
One
break.
moment here, One moment. When you're claiming that IG defended Brett Keane, was this during the Happy Cabby / Brett Keane drama?
No.
Okay, because if it was during then, Brett Keane did have the moral high ground.
No, it was not during that time period. This
Okay.
was around the time that Keane was cozying up to G-Man and all them, and we were doing that kind of intervention, and he just recently got back in the community, and he'd been sending lovey-dovey little things apparently to IG and others, all these inspirational things and this and that, and IG was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, shame on you, IG.
You should know better.
Hey.
If it was during the Happy Cappy
hey.
Hold on a second.
fight, that would have been fine because Keen did have the moral high ground over Cappy.
Hey. There's nothing wrong with me actually practicing my fucking religion and giving people the benefit of the doubt until they fuck up again. And that's all I've ever done. I never defended his actions. No, well, hold on. I've never made excuse for him. I've said over and over again that I disagreed with many of the things that he's done and he's said, and I've never defended them. All I've ever said was that if he is truly repenting and truly trying to change his ways, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until I see otherwise. And that's not defending anybody. That's just practicing my own religion.
It's Brett Keane, though.
So what?
Everybody knows better.
Well, technically, I've defended Brett Keane as well, actually.
Why?
Because every experience I've had with Brett Keane has actually been being quite jovial and no one's been pissed off.
Me too.
In fact, you dragged me to a bunch of Brett Keane hangouts, and they were actually okay. We had Brian and D in there, and it was all good. No one got pissed off. No one was angry. No one was screaming.
He's a manipulative douche.
I'm aware of that, but I'm just saying, like, based on my experiences, even knowing how much of a cunt he is.
Well, the thing is, at this particular time period, he was sitting there and cozying up to a bunch of people on the religious side of the debate, trying to manipulate them, and in the meantime making an insane number of really bad arguments and deliberately using people. And at that time period, I didn't want to have somebody that was, putting up with Keane and give him the benefit of the doubt when you had people like, oh, but he's a Christian now, so his heart's changed. And that was the argument I kept hearing from the theistic, those people on the theistic side that he was.
I never said that either. I never said that either. I never said he was changed. I was just saying, hey, let's see what happens.
We were trying to, at that point, though, essentially save the newer Christians on here, new in relation to Keane, of course, from, falling prey to his usual bullshit.
Yeah.
So that didn't fit with the monologue that we were trying to promote at that point, quite honestly, and I don't mind that that's, the monologue we were promoting, simply because, these are people that didn't know better.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew better. You knew to watch your ass. Well, these other people were like, oh, he's trying to help me with my channel, and he's such a great guy, and he's sending me inspirational things, and these idiots were buying it hook, line, and sinker.
I wonder how deep into the cult J-Dubs is, if he's still friends with them.
Yeah.
Actually, as far as I know, after we got his last account thrown the fuck off here for violation of terms of service, in terms of he's fucking life banned. He's not allowed to have an account. J-Dub set him up the current account that he's using now.
Yeah, and Happy Cabby was the one who did the previous one.
Yeah.
Also, hi, Rictus. Rictus, can you confirm that there was a Hatgate before this recent Hatgate? Because I'm pretty confident you were part of it. Please.
He might have been. I don't know.
If he's still here.
Jordy, doesn't Rictusgate wear a hat?
I know.
No, not anymore. He stopped wearing the hat at one point.
But see, he did wear a hat, though.
Well, yeah, he has a straw
But
hat.
that might have been what the original Hatgate was about.
Chthonius was also part of it, too.
He has this fucking terrible straw hat.
Oh, that little drama.
What?
With Chthonius in his hat.
Was it a Chthonius thing?
Yeah.
Well, then it turned into a fake drama, didn't it?
It may have been a bit of a fake drama.
So I remember it was like a bunch of years ago. It was before Fedoragate. It had nothing to do with Neo. And I remember there was a Hatgate. There was something that had to do with a Hatgate. Yeah. And then it turned to Quichegate. And I know Rictus was part of that.
Yeah, I remember Quichegate.
But I'm pretty confident.
When do we just have Gate?
Oh no, you can't have Gate.
Oh, never mind. But I was pretty confident you were part of that, Rictus. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah.
Rictus, I should drag your funky ass in here.
Yeah, you should get in here.
All we have to do is obstruct the entrance to some compound by loitering on public property in front of a gate and get the social justice warriors on our side, and we can have Gate.
Okay, yeah, that would do it, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, could you really be sure that they're social justice warriors and not neo-Nazi skinhead white supremacist douchebags? It's so
Real
hard to
men
tell whether
go
they're
to-
Stormfront or SJW.
There is
I'm
an easy
sorry,
test for
but-
that.
I'm sorry, but separating those two is violating the laws of logic. Something can't be A and not A at the same time.
There is a way, though. There's a simple test you can do, Heathens. You simply just ask them if they have a Tumblr page, and if they start screaming and yelling, then they're a social justice warrior.
Oh, okay. Quiche is a sacred food of
I
my
don't
people.
think- I don't think
What
I've
people
ever
are those?
The Rictus Gate keeper people.
13, can you read that question for me in the chat? I can't hardly read it.
Give a second. Hang on a second.
Shadow, you
Oh
condescending.
no,
prick.
Stizer learned to type and commented on a video.
Yeah. No, that's actually two Stizor. Which question?
There's one about the middle.
Hang on. Go to the main fucking screen and find it yourself. Give me a second here.
What do you think
do
of the mixing of
about
religion and
the
politics?
mixing of religion and politics in America?
Yeah, that requires me reading. Here, go to the main thing. Find it yourself, man. The copy in here is mainly so it'll show up out on the stream to some degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not expecting anyone to be able to read it off my fucking screen.
I read it through your screen.
Yeah, in the end thing, you can actually make it larger and visible, but yeah.
She's asking what you think about religion and politics and the mixing of those two things in America.
Oh, okay. You got that, IG?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, just respond here to Moose Gal of why don't we stop with all the gates?
Because it's fucking YouTube. I've been here
Yeah.
for 7 fucking years. The gates open, the gates close. Never miscommunication.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, always miscommunication.
When a drama gets to gate level, if we can't call it gate, what do you want to call it? Like door? That means we'd have Fedora door. It just doesn't sound the same. Or we'd have a drama door.
I don't think that's where they were going with that.
Well, no,
most cases-
the gate suffix comes from Watergate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
Watergate scandal.
No. I think the point was, why can't we stop all the drama? It's kind of the nature of the community. It's been that way as long as I've fucking been here. I mean, what happens is somebody says something stupid, and before you know it gets blown out of proportion. And half the people, I think, that are involved in these quote-unquote gates are doing it to try and get attention. And then when it backfires on them, they don't know what the fuck to make of it.
Yeah, this is actually how some people make money on YouTube, is by once a year joining a gate and then making videos, either responding to it or starting it somehow and then getting all the views.
Well, most of the case when someone makes a gate, it's facetious and they don't really mean it.
yeah,
but
just
it's in
don't
some
ever
cases.
actually start one on purpose as a social experiment. 'cause that
Oh,
will
no,
badly for you.
no, we do not speak about Dramagate. That is the first rule about Dramagate.
In fact,
Oh, right.
in,
What's
in,
the
in, our,
second rule of Dramagate?
in our Cards Against Humanity deck, we probably have like 30 different cards ending in gate. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
many having to do with Rictus.
Well, that's only because his name is Rictus Gates. When we quote him, it kind of does end in gate.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I like quiche and caramel macchiatos. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That sounds like such a horrible mix.
No, not necessarily at the
Filthy,
same time.
Dirty hipster 13.
Yeah.
Not at the same time. Heavens, no.
You're a dirty hipster.
Heavens
Sorry,
knows.
just a question, Moose Gal here. What really is so wrong with internet drama?
It's fucking boring and inane.
Okay, well, technically, it's funny when you're on the outside. When you're on the
Yeah.
inside, it's fucking.
Yeah, when you're on the inside, it's fucking boring and name. When you're on the outside, it's fucking hilarious to
well,
watch.
it's
Hey. Hey, let's start some like sock puppet accounts and do a bunch of threads in support of feminism, but use all captioned pictures of scenes from Duckman.
No, better yet, let's all go play. Let's all go play the game of calling ourselves Radfems. We'll start Twitter accounts, but only use pictures of cats as our profile pictures.
No.
No, the reason
No,
Duckman...
that would turn into Penisgate. No.
Yeah, there you go. No, the reason Duckman would be so good to use in quote support of the social justice warrior movement is because Duckman is like the epitome of what social justice warriors fight against.
Oh yeah, that duck man. Right.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm just gonna go get our drain alcohol enemas.
To- To quote Duckman, I don't think of women as anonymous body parts. I think of them as boobs, butts, and legs.
Ass and titties. Ass and titties.
Ass and titties. Ass and titties.
Okay, so let's see now.
We totally meant to offend, by the way.
Based upon your early history, IG, I've got to ask you, being the person that snorted coke off of the ass of some woman, what do you do with the breasts? What kind of drug is associated with those? Is that still coke off the breasts, or is that a different thing?
That's what you do Jello shots off of.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you
it's
for
liquor.
clarifying. I've always wondered about that.
It's liquor, then you motorboat, obviously.
I wouldn't know these things.
You do the motorboat thing to get the coke.
No, they put the Jello shots between their tits, and then you suck it out between their tits.
Whilst motorboating.
I always thought I honestly just thought it was like, body shots or something. I've been so, deluded all these years.
Gamergate was the only serious one, and then it turned into a joke, so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they all kind of do, though. I mean...
I wouldn't say Gamergate was serious.
Well, Gamergate, people thought they were serious, but it was a joke the entire time, really.
It kind of was a joke on a lot of levels, but at the same point, people went fucking insane over it.
I just like the fact that there's Comic-Cons out there that have to have rules regarding Gamergate and things you're not allowed to do in regards to Gamergate while you're at the con.
You know, I'm still confused when it comes to Gamergate. If you're in support of Gamergate, are you supporting the feminists or the other side? I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know, because anyone I run into who I ask to please explain Gamergate to me, they say a whole bunch of shit, and I still can't figure out what side they're on. So I shouldn't call them all Gamergaters.
Okay.
Because I just don't know which side they possibly could be on.
Okay, as far as I'm to understand, this woman wrote this really crappy game, and to get good reviews, she fucked a bunch of guys. Now, to me, this is just good business sense.
Yep.
No, she made a browser game that you select yeses and nos to answer questions. Fucked a bunch of guys to try to get support for it, and they all looked and said, "Are you fucking crazy?"
No, she was fucking for reviews.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing, is to try to get better reviews. She was doing sexual favors. To me, that's just kind of good business sense. I mean, if your game sucks that bad that this is the only way to get good reviews, well,
And it's not real money, so it's not technically prostitution, right?
Oh, Nategate. Let's not even talk about Nategate. Oh, good grief. That was
What
dumb.
was Nategate?
One of the YouTubers on here, Nate Cunningham, said something stupid, and a bunch of people flipped out over it.
Oh. Well, that's not really a gate, just because someone says something.
Yeah.
When something goes to gate level, it has to be everybody is laughing or pointing fingers, or you have like an all-out civil war.
It should be like the religious, or the all babies are atheist civil war that we have once a month or once a year.
The only Civil War I'm interested in is one that is going to be featuring Captain America.
Yeah. For instance, Flaggate was Happy Cabby using his special YouTube sheriff powers to go around and flag videos using the caption.
He wasn't even a sheriff, Headless. He was a deputy.
Oh, sorry, he was a deputy. Fine, he's a deputy.
I shot the sheriff.
He was playing
I did
internet
not shoot
policeman,
the deputy.
flagging videos, and then the people who owned the videos that he flagged hunted him down, and then from there he started doing some other shit. And then got caught using sock accounts to create a fake drama that he could make views off of, and then was completely utterly destroyed.
Well, then there was the Agent of Doubt gate.
That's all part of Flagget Gate. It just kept spiraling on him to the point where he's now living in a motel, jobless and crap, and he makes videos wearing the same orange shirt.
That's pretty funny. Like you said, like they all went after him.
How do you know this shit? I spent my YouTube career trying to avoid this crap. Ugh.
He doesn't make videos anymore.
Yes, but you 8 million gates and you people traversed all of them. I'm just like, yeah, they invited me to join them in.
A bad infatuation for Happy Cabby. That's just it.
When the whole DramaGate thing was initially being, thought up, I was one of the people that was approached, and my answer was, "This is fucking stupid. No." And that was the closest I ever got to any of this shit, other than Neo trying to drag me into his stupidity.
Somebody tried to drag you into Dramagate.
Oh yeah, when it was first. And
Oh,
the stupid
wow.
thing is, I'm like, I fucking talk about Scientology. Why should I give a shit about the atheist community?
Now most of the people you hang out with are from the Great Debate.
Yeah,
No,
go figure. But
Because I think what they did when they tried to approach you with it is they tried to go with someone who has credibility. You said no, and then they had to turn to go to Bionic Dance because that was the
no,
last option.
Bionic Dance was already at the list at that point.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah,
So they're starting at the bottom of the barrel and working their way up.
I don't fucking know. Yeah, they were trying to bring me in right around the time that they were getting Dark Matter on board.
Yeah, it's about okay. Dark Matter was just getting on board. I was about to say I don't think they started at the bottom of the barrel. Dark Matter isn't quite that low.
Well, they started with Bionic
Yeah.
Dance, right? And then they worked their way up.
They started with people that were more than happy to gravitate towards this stupid drama.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, see,
I
Bionic
was,
Dance would use Dramagate to promote her channel to get people to watch her, but then when she gets on Tosh 2.0 and gets actual airtime on real television, she buries it, never talks
well,
about
that's
it.
because she looked like a fucking idiot.
Wait,
She looked like
Yeah,
a
she was
fucking
on Tosh
idiot.
2.0.
Bubonic Dunce was on Tosh.0.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He made fun of her atheist and foxholes crap.
I gotta go see that.
And I don't think she got the
Loves
joke.
her. He's like, he looks at her and he goes, I can see why you'd be mad at God. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
He even got her to explain the name Bionic Dance because she always has to explain it if you ask her.
There it is.
Yeah, don't even, yeah. If you're watching the stream and you want the link, spare yourself, please.
I don't think she knows who Tosh.0 is, like who Tosh.0 is.
I'm gonna count on the guy with the gun, thank you. The guy with the gun can shoot back.
Now, you mixed up Tosh.0 and Jake 2.0 in your head a second ago, I think. Does anyone remember what happened to Jake 2.0?
No.
Yeah.
I remember watching like 3 episodes of it, and then it was gone. Oh well.
Well, Tosh 2.0 has been on Comedy Central for years now.
Yeah.
No, Tosh.0, or is it now called 2.0?
I think it's 2.0 now because it's like the second
It's
series.
Tosh.0. It's not 2.0.
Yeah.
He made a joke about it being 2.0 because it's like a second series or whatever. Second season.
I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit. I never watched it. Don't care.
It's
Other than people
hilarious.
making me watch that stupid fucking Bionic Dunce clip. I'm sorry, Bubonic Dunce. I mean Bionic Dance. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll get it right eventually.
Yep, Bubonic Dunce.
And
However, I
Britney
do
Spears,
think we
man.
have found a true dichotomy. You're either in the foxhole or you're not in the foxhole. Can somebody please find a third option?
No one is more proud of what they believe in than people that don't believe in anything. That's probably the best quote ever.
Yeah.
I've never heard that quote.
That's what he just said. He's like, that's what Tosh said.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a thing. But anyway. Gate. Rictus, you bum, get in here.
If there is no God, then who decides who gets cancer?
The cancer cells.
Well, Jordy, it works kind of like a random lottery. Your number just comes up.
Oy vey.
This is a pretty funny video, actually.
It kind of is, but it's just, to me, it's just the same old crap.
Yeah.
I mean, you've heard one Bionic Dance video, you might as well have heard them all, and in that one, it's just like, she's acting as if she's doing one of her crappy little videos and pretending that she can act. And her pretending to act is the funniest part of it.
They probably even let her do it on purpose.
Probably.
They probably have an intern on the show who had to sit down and watch all of her crap and realize this lady's an idiot.
But I mean, yeah, she was one of the first names on the fucking list. I don't know if they put them in any particular order because it wasn't alphabetical. I don't think, but she was one of the first names on there. And it was funny because there was that one thing she did a couple of years ago when she was like, but all rocks are atheists.
Oh yeah, that's the baby story. Yeah, there was a period where this was a yearly cycle for her, that the all babies were atheists, and her dichotomy argument would surface on regular
Yeah.
intervals.
That's what I said, Headless. I said we have yearly civil war where people talk about whether babies are atheists or not.
No, it's the point in the year where everyone has to sit down and explain to Bionic Dance that no, you're wrong, Kate. You're wrong.
This is not how language fucking works.
Yeah, sit them
And
out-
she's
sit-
in that
sit down
hangout.
and-
She's sitting there with 2 fucking linguists telling her this is not the way language works, and she's like, "Yes, it is. You just don't understand." They're like, "We're fucking linguists. This is what we do."
Kate,
And she was being-
they're experts. That they
She's
do
been
know what they're
super
talking
childish about it too. It wasn't just
Oh, it was
She was
fucking
lying,
inane.
man.
It was
She was
bad,
being-
yeah.
she was
It was-
being infantile about it.
And the kicker is when we did like one hangout sitting there just cracking jokes about it, having a grand old time picking on her. And not too long thereafter, she's sitting there saying, "These people are just trying to become more popular by trying to talk to me." It's like, no.
I'm watching that link with her on Tosh.0. He put the cigarette in the dude's mouth backwards, and then they cut scene, and then it's in his mouth the right way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway, good. Continue.
Oh, that's his classic Tosh.
Yeah. Why are there 9 people watching this? What's the matter with you people? Go to bed. Actually, one of them doesn't count. One of them's me just keeping it up for the sake of the stream so the comments don't get lost. But in any case, anybody actually have a topic?
Big black
Okay,
dick.
IG, what did you drop in here? Oh,
Well, the
oh, okay. All right, I know what it is now.
yeah.
The
You
fuck?
gotta spread that around.
The hell?
Yeah.
How recent?
What I'm more amazed at is how old Kate is, and she's still doing this crap and doesn't have a real job.
Oh, I don't think she's capable of holding a real job.
One thing's for sure.
Stop that. Sorry.
This was in April. Oh god, this was recent.
Oh yeah. Well, that's when it appeared
Well,
on.
Rick, just get your goofy ass in here and give us your topic, motherfucker. Come on, you've been invited like 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
Hell, it's been dropped in Kagito. I'll send you a special one on your own personal
Is that
site.
good? Like Kagito?
They keep cutting it every time she looks at the camera. It's great.
Yeah.
You're too ugly for TV. We don't want you here.
Yes.
Yeah, don't want her to break the lens.
I wonder if they ever found her photos on the internet when they researched her.
Oh, the photos that she put out,
Yes.
and then went, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know they were out there." But here's
Oh no,
what-
she knew they were. She put them out there.
She put
She
them-
knows where they are. She
Yeah.
told people where to find them. And then at some point, someone tried to use them on, I don't know, use them against her or just made fun of them or whatever. And Happy Cabby went and got on top of the moral dead horse he rides on
Yeah.
and started shaming the person. Dude, she tells people where they are.
Rick
Yeah.
Dis, check your frickin' Skype. I've sent it to you like 3 frickin' times. Now I'm sending it to you direct through Skype. Go get it. A face meant for radio. I don't know. I think
No,
radio might
no.
commit seppuku as well.
No, because
Yeah.
her voice is fucking annoying.
Yeah, you'd listen to her on the radio, and then your mind would start to put together this
Oh,
picture of
you're-
what she looks like, and you'd still,
Be pretty close to accurate?
yeah,
yeah.
you'll come up with something.
Hey, I sent you like 3 invites through frickin' Google. Now there's one through Skype too. So, yeah.
Hmm.
I tell you what, why don't I write it down and mail it to you at this rate, bud? The mailman will be here eventually.
That's funny. Oh.
Yeah, email me your address. I'll fucking walk it there. Fuck, it'll be there quicker at this rate.
People who want to see the pictures of Bionic Dance go to derpyburu.org 365272, and you can see the pictures. Or you can go to Google Images and type
Just type in
Bionic Dance,
Bionic Dance. Go to Google Images.
Bionic Dance Rainbow Dash, or Bionic Dance Star Wars body paint.
And then you too can see the Great Orange Sarlacc Pit.
Oh no, just don't do it, please. Save yourselves.
Do it,
Run.
do it. Even I have jacked off to this.
What?
Was kidding.
Next time,
Or maybe I wasn't.
No.
No, I wasn't. I was
Okay,
kidding.
Jordy's excuse was he was high at the time. He didn't know what he was doing.
I don't
Maybe.
think you could get that high.
Oh, it's,
He's also got impaired vision. Come on, cut the guy some slack.
fuck you.
Yeah, we're just.
Hey, Jordy, at this point, it actually works out in your favor, okay?
Hang on, let me see if I can do this one more time.
Well,
See the icon. Dun dun dun. Allow again. Invite again. Fuck. Ugh.
No, Moose Girl, we are not, or Moose Gal, we're not excited about the U.S. presidential race.
Well, not the Canadians, at least.
Actually, we kind of worry about it a little bit, depending on the weirdos that get in.
anybody but Harper is good. I'm good for anybody but Harper, please.
Call him by his proper name, Jordy.
Heave Steve?
No, his proper name is fucking Harper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. No, we do have one decent candidate
Yeah.
trying to run, but everyone else is fucked up as shit, man.
Who's the decent candidate?
I don't believe I just blanked on his fucking name.
Bernie
Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Bernie Sanders. There you go.
He's like the Ron Paul of independence.
No, he's not as crazy as Ron Paul. Rictus, he made it in. Holy crap, he finally got an invite.
For instance, heathens back there before Obama was in. What was the Kane and what was her name?
Palin.
Sarah Palin.
Palin. Yeah, that actually did get kind of scary when you saw them on TV.
Oh, that was fucking terrifying. He couldn't find his way to the goddamn bus, and she was insisting she could see Russia from her doorstep.
No, the thing that really got me is when she makes this big political speech thing, looks at the camera and then winks. It's like, holy shit, lady, did you just wink at the camera?
Yeah.
And
One of my
nod?
favorites is when she was being interviewed and when she was walking along and somebody was asking her, so what periodicals do you read in order to keep up with what's going on in the world?
All of them.
Oh, all of them. Oh, well, which ones in particular? Forbes, what is it? What is it? Oh, do you think we don't get any magazines in Alaska or something? Is that your problem?
Can,
It's
can
like,
you
no.
name one? Then deer in the
What the hell are you
headlights.
talking
Oh,
about? Like, holy douche. Like, jeez.
yeah, she was.
Rictus, how long did it take you to grow the beard?
Yeah, what?
The beard. How long did it take you to grow the beard?
I don't know. I don't count.
It's just been growing.
So
Yeah,
what is this
Rick
about?
Rick just stopped shaving and this just showed up one day.
No, it doesn't take that long at all to grow a beard. I was growing a beard when I was 15, so.
Yeah,
They couldn't
same.
send the razors over to the island, could they?
You should have responded with what beard? Oh shit, I forgot to shave this morning.
Yeah, I forgot to shave this one. God damn it!
Well, it's all the water restrictions they're having because they're having a drought out there.
Oh, I don't have a drought. Not my place, because we have a lake that we get our water from. So
Oh.
if that goes dry, then we're all dead anyways. So it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Well, actually, Texas kind of had a shit ton of water this year, and I should check see what the reservoirs were at, but they were technically overflowing after all the fucking rain. It was like monsoon season here for ages.
It's gonna get worse too, man.
Oh, Moose Gal, the camera works perfectly fine. That's just how big the beard is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when I had my beard down to here, and it was full beard, like this is just mainly a goatee kind of thing, but when I had it down to here, I remember I was in town in Courtney in Civilization one day, and I was walking along, and some guy stopped me. He goes, "I love your beard, man. That's fucking awesome." Because you know what? Back in the day, in the medieval days and stuff, the only people who could grow beards were the royalty and free people.
Hmm.
Slaves and servants weren't allowed to grow beards, so this was like a sign of freedom. I was like, sweet. Cool.
What the fuck was that about?
I missed the beard I had.
I live in BC, so that's,
No,
that's what
no.
that's about.
Maybe you ran into one of those homeless people they have out there.
No, he was just a young guy.
Where do all the peasants and the serfs get the
Hey!
rates?
Chicken. I'd watch it if I were you because he has just a little bit of that. Oh crap! I just blanked on the name. Son of a bitch. I'm off tonight badly. He has a little bit of that Rasputin thing going on, you know. He might sit there and put some spell on you, and then you'll have to figure out how to poison him, stab him, then drown, shoot him, then drown him. There we go.
You have to entertain me while you do it, because I was,
Oh, okay. But we're talking
Rasputin.
actual Rasputin, not the one with the retarded bat buddy thing. Not,
And we're
not
also
Disney.
not talking about the Boney M song, Rasputin.
Yeah.
Rasputin. I'm learning that one. That's another good song.
Rasputin. What song? I think I told you to do a song and you never did it. Which
Nope.
I forget.
Nope.
No, I challenged you to do a song and I don't know if you did it.
I
or
know
not.
what it is. I know what it is, but I'm not going to remind you because then you'll expect me to fucking do it.
I'm still waiting for you to do Magic Bus and you still haven't.
Yeah, Magic Bus and Basovic. I think that's how you pronounce it. He wants me to do the record of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And I did record it once, but then when I went to edit the file was corrupted. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll do another take, but that hasn't happened yet.
I know there was a song I did challenge you to in the comments, but I can't remember what it was. But I know I told you to do Magic Bus a billion times.
Yeah, Magic Bus a billion times. I do know that one actually.
All right, Rick Escape.
Yeah.
You're gonna do the record of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Um,
Can you also do the Robert McKenzie?
Okay, I just noticed something
What?
really weird. I had 9 viewers, Rictus came in, and then it dropped to 4. Rictus, are you secretly 5 people?
That's awesome. It dropped to 4. That's awesome. That's
Rick, this has a multiplier.
Oh, it's going back up.
I think that's
Yeah,
funny.
the full name of the song is 32 Down on the Robert McKenzie.
32 down on the Robert McKenzie. Who did this? Who did that song?
That was sung by Paul Gross because when they did Due South, they wanted the Edmund Fitzgerald song, but they couldn't get it, so they wrote their own song in place.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Yes.
like songs with a unique kind of interesting kind of
Yeah, the
stories
problem
behind
is the
them.
Robert McKenzie doesn't even exist. It's a fake ship.
So that's from that North of 60? Is that the show?
No, Due South.
Due South. Yeah, okay.
Oh, that show about the Mountie?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
show
the
about the
Mountie
Mountie
guy.
and the dog, Diefenbaker. Actually, it's a wolf.
Yeah, Stephen Big.
Yeah,
You're right.
actually.
Screw it, Rictus, just sing us Old Man River.
Jesus. No singing. I don't know how to sing. I'm a drummer.
Well, I can't sing. I've always been a percussionist.
So
Well, that's
tell
what
me,
we do,
Jordy,
Yes, sir.
please tell me. I hear that there's this card game out there that you guys have, and
Yes.
my name is on a few of these things, these answers.
Oh,
and
oh.
questions.
For a brief period, you were part of the group, and then you left. So,
Yeah, I know.
Rick, please don't be offended. If there's only
No, I'm
20,
not offended. I'm just curious.
allow me to explain here because some of the people, this room is temporarily closed, then they don't hear us. But anyways, if you only have 20 cards in that deck about you, that's actually pretty good.
Oh,
When you
fuck.
start getting 50 to 60 cards about you, now we're laughing.
there was a point where, like, Lenny wasn't part of the group, and
Yeah.
and we had about, like, 80 cards dedicated to him. and,
20 of which only said potato.
and the funny thing is like he's like yeah, I made a mention. I was like, if people are part of the group, then we'll make cards about them. And like Lenny was like, before we ever added him to the group, he was like, you have like a dozen cards about me.
No, Lenny, you've only found 12.
You only found 12. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he actually said a dozen. That's just what I remember. But yeah, let me see if I can find it.
Well, okay, are we off air now, heathens? Since this room is temporarily closed.
I don't think we actually are off air. I don't know.
I don't know. I know nothing.
And then
I
nothing.
shut down all those windows because Firefox was suddenly up to like 1,500
I'll
megs.
find out. One moment.
Stupid piece of shit.
Let me see. We'll see how many cards actually mention you, because I'm pretty sure it's probably like 5 or 6. If I'm wrong,
It's just funny.
It's still live.
one's there.
Still alive?
Yeah,
One
still
moment.
broadcasting.
I know. I just want to see if we're actually showing this broadcast.
Oh yeah. And here's my crappy old
Yeah,
hat.
yeah. Okay, yeah. We're still live and broadcasting.
Well, all right. We're gonna take a. I'm gonna go. There we go. There's the Drunk Bears Resurrection deck. Let's see how many cards Rick just shows up in, because I'm very curious now. Rick, yes. Oh no, can't do it through that way.
Well, you can search them, I guess.
I'm gonna search them. Edit, copy, find, replace. I'll replace Rictus, which is some other person. Rictus. Find. The first time you're mentioned is card 116. How do I show all? Where do I show all here?
Oh, you're gonna not gonna screen share it, are you?
Oh,
No,
can.
No.
Go to Notepad++ and find all in current document.
Yes. We'll copy this into Windows. Or Windows Word. Oh god, this is gonna take. Okay, there we go.
Funny.
Rectus gate. Rectus find. Where's find on here?
Control F.
Oh yes, of course.
Hotkeys. Your best friend.
Rectus. Because I know I've been mentioned a billion times.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Actually, no.
You are.
In fact, you probably got mentioned probably more than I have. Now that I think about it. Okay. When Rictus gets really, really stoned, he blanks.
What? When Rictus gets really so
I don't know who made that card. I don't remember making that card. Is that it? Is there just one reference to you in the black deck? 1 second. Let's go check the white deck now.
Good.
This is the racist deck.
Personal
The racist deck?
it's white cards and black cards, so
Oh, jeez. Okay.
it's not actually racist, but
Yeah, Jordy, did we only have 20 potato cards, or were there more than that?
well, I'll go take a look. I'll copy.
'Cause I only remember making about 20 potato cards.
Rictus.
Potato famine.
Rictus play Magic Bus. Is that
That's
it?
a silly song. It's just a silly song.
What
Is that it?
what is this, Jordy? What is the song Magic Bus?
The song by the Who.
The Who? How about
If
a guy
you
going
ever
to his broken?
There's no way there's just one of you. One card. Actually, can I get it so it doesn't search? Searching for that?
That's Magic Bus.
Have you ever seen?
Say I get on the bus. Get on the bus, takes me to you. I don't know the words anymore. You know.
You learned it, then you forgot it.
Yeah, well.
All
Lots
right.
of songs running through my head.
Just don't play too much. You might get a copyright strike here.
You have
Probably.
one. I could have swore there was more cards about you, but there's one card, and it's Rictus play
Good.
Magic Bus.
I'm
The,
getting tired.
the trick to not getting a copyright strike is you have to turn your hat on backwards, put on your cool dude shades, and then stand in the living room like an idiot and sing out of key while you yodel.
Okay.
I don't get how they can copyright strike someone who is playing it and singing it themselves. A cover is not a violation of copyright.
I'm not making money off of it. I mean, I've got lots of
Go
covers.
ask Muskoka Man.
People make money off of covers all the time, and it's not a copyright.
I know. Go
Hey,
ask Muskoka
Rick,
Man. He's been flagged how many times?
Lucas, can you give me an A?
Oh, I don't know if I'm totally in tune, but. You got that?
Again? Thank you.
I thought you were asking him to say a.
Hey. Hey.
So it turns out Rictus only has 2 cards about him within the 2 decks. I thought no, that's
So
not
Jordy,
what
what
it
it
was.
maybe is there were a lot of cards that wound up getting deleted.
No, that's not even it. That's not even it.
No?
It's when I was making gate cards, I was thinking of Rictus.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
It's so funny because that doesn't have anything to do with.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Whenever I made a gate card, I was like, oh, reminds me of Rictus.
pretty sure I
Rictus.
managed to stay out of your deck. I
No,
think.
no,
No?
I think you might have two or three cards, maybe 1 or 2 cards.
Oh, okay.
Rictus. What exactly is a rictus?
A rictus is think of the Joker's smile. It's a permanent kind of
Like a sneer,
Grin.
smile, grin.
yeah,
Okay.
kind of a permanent frozen kind of grin almost thing, and it's also a reference to like the permanent face of a death mask of somebody's face when they're
Right.
frozen.
Okay. All right.
It's a rictus.
So then
It's-
how exactly is that related to a drama since you're Rictus Gate?
Gate was the name of the last band I played drums in.
Oh, okay.
It's a fucking awesome band, by the way.
Oh.
I go back to that at least once a year, or maybe like 2 or 3 times a year to listen to it. In fact, recently, I've told people to go listen to that album you uploaded. Like within the last like month, I've told people go listen to this album. It's really
I think
good.
I saw that. I think I saw you sharing that. It's fun.
I've told Paranor to go listen to it, and I've also told that's it. I told Paranor to go listen to it.
We might be getting together with the guitarist of that band soon here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He just moved to Vancouver.
Oh, so you're not on the island anymore.
No, I'm on the island still. He just moved
no.
to Vancouver, and he's
Oh,
got
no,
wheels and stuff. He
he-
goes to Victoria once a month, so it's only a few hours away.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said you just moved to Vancouver. I was like, wait, what?
No, he just moved to
Jordy,
never
they
moved to a
have
city.
at least 2 bridges, Jordy. It's not like they got to swim back and forth.
Yeah, take me out of here in a body bag, please. I'm not leaving here unless I'm dead. Thanks. Never moving to a city again. You have to drug me up real good to get me into
Trust
this.
me, if I had the money, I would be like out of here. I fucking hate Saskatoon so much. There's like nothing interesting here at all. It's an urban city, like, and there's nothing interesting here.
Yeah,
It
it's
could be
kinda
a lot
cool.
worse. You could
It
be
could.
in Louisiana.
I could be.
There's Louisiana. Yeehaw.
Saskatoon is like the Houston. Well, it's not Louisiana, but it's like more like Texas. Saskatoon's like the Texas of Canada.
It's a weird
I
place.
thought that was Alberta.
Yeah, kind of.
No.
Alberta's got the beef and the oil.
Yeah, and it was also established by a lot of Texans, Alberta. It was actually established by more Americans than it was actually Canadians. So it is. There's actually, this hour has 22 minutes. It used to be a comedy show on TV here. In
Oh yeah. Yes.
Very good
yes.
show. And they had one spoof about this country star who just released a song about being on the right side of the law, some conservative right-wing thing, right? And he said, when you order my album down here in the States, and this is American, it's supposed to be American, right? When you order my album down here in the States, you'll get a free revolver with your album as well. This offer is available in the United States and Alberta. So that's how American we think Alberta is.
I still like the old Preston Manning jokes from the Reform Party. They used to do
Reform Party.
Yeah, they used to do on Air Force.
Hell yeah. Reform Party.
Yeah, whatever happened to our really awesome sketch groups? Now we have like people like Picnic Face who would never ever be as good as like SCTV or.
Oh, there's still many.
22 hours,
SCTV, was 4 in the 4 Canadian as well, I think? I don't know.
The Frantics, yeah.
Yeah, Kids in the Hall.
Oh my God, Kids in the Hall.
Such a crappy show.
You're lucky you're over there.
We had so many freaking awesome sketch groups, and now they're all like in the States now.
Yep. Yep. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but we still got Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles.
Oh yeah. Well, they're not sketch group. They're not a sketch comedy group. They're just.
No, they're more of a reality comedy sketch group.
Yeah, reality comedy.
It's funny because like Mike Smith is nothing like his character at all. He's
I know.
such a raging dickhead. Like I don't know if you guys seen SwearNet. That's a terrible movie. Don't watch it. But
Yeah.
when he plays himself, he's just bad. The only worthwhile part of his rogues gallery of characters is Bubbles.
Yeah. I've seen an outtake from Trailer Park Boys where he found this old it's one of those Dickie D ice cream carts. You know, the bike with the cooler on the front.
Oh yeah, Dickie. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's riding around the trailer park asking everybody if they want some ice cream. And then when he opens it up and they go to reach and he slams it shut and yells, "Tricked ya," and rides away.
Ha ha ha.
They stopped doing Dickie D here because it was too dangerous for the Dickie D guy to bike around anymore.
Yeah, well, fucking all this money in his
Was he
pockets.
getting mobbed, robbed,
Stabbed. Stabbed.
Oh, stabbed. Oh, wow.
Stabbed. I'm gonna
Right.
say that's too fucking dangerous.
That's what happens when you go into their playgrounds.
hmm
Get stabbed.
Like I remember, like every day, like around 6 o'clock, around this time of year, you have the Dickie D guy come and just roll on with his little bell, going ding
Yep.
ding 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 ding, and here's a freaking rocket ice cream pot, or here's a rocket like, thing.
13. Your grammar is like really wrong on your Patreon plug.
Nah, fucking A. I can't even fucking see it right now.
This is the one time of month I have
Oh,
to
the month,
promote-
motherfucker.
time of month I have to promote this shit.
You know, considering that we're
yeah.
mostly on YouTube, that was probably one of the best written sentences I've read.
Oh, fuck off, yeah.
Considering
yeah,
if you go to a comment section.
Nah, I can't even fucking read it this hour. I'm fucking exhausted, man.
Hey, IG, it's your boy.
What now?
It's your boy in the comments. That guy you debated, what's his face?
Ah. Oh, it's Godless Engineer.
Oh,
Hey,
what's up,
Godless
John?
Engineer. Did you know that if you had a link, you would come and join us?
He could come in if he wants. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Just say if you want to come in, just ask for the link.
Yeah.
Godless Engineer.
Say
I'm at the
Christians or
keyboard. Doesn't matter to
Christian?
me.
Did he just call me
Christina.
Christina?
He called you Christina. Wait, you're a Christian and your name is Christian?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
we do have Christian in here. Yes, we did allow him in.
That was the most worthwhile thing Neo's ever said. Was that phrase?
Oh, I didn't know Godless Engineer. Your official name was What's His Face. Okay. All right, he is asking for the link.
Oh, okay, sure.
Is that your 30 string acoustic?
Doesn't matter to me. I'm just fucking around. There we go. There's
I don't know.
apparently, there's apparently a Godless Engineer Part 2 somewhere.
Oh wow, Dickie D even has a Wikipedia article. Holy shit.
Dickie D.
Oh, Moose Gal's Christina. Okay.
Okay. I mean, it'd be funny. I mean, I wouldn't be offended. It'd be funny. But
Think I should write a parody of your own personal Jesus?
sure.
You are a parody of your own personal Jesus.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, though. It's like your own personal Nodvik, someone who hears your prayers, but he doesn't care. He's a dick.
Actually, we could have done that with Redline if he hadn't cut his hair just the other day.
Yeah.
So the red line doesn't look like a hobo anymore?
He doesn't look like Jesus anymore. He cut his
He doesn't
hair,
look like
did
a
the
hobo
locks of
anymore?
love thing, and then I got pissed at him because it's a scam. And apparently he just wanted the free haircut, so whatever.
What? Well, okay, you're gonna have to explain why Locks of Love is a scam now. 'Cause I have no clue.
60%, roughly 60% of the hair that they collect is actually sold.
But then
Okay.
again, last time you said 80%, so.
It's between 60 and 80. Yeah. When they were asked to check their records, it was found out that most of the hair that was being donated to them for people that, were cancer patients, etc., ended up going not to cancer patients, etc., but being fucking sold for profit. Most of it was by the employees, apparently, not the organization itself per se, but yeah, massive fucking fraud going on there.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, it
But
kind
then
of
again,
sucks.
my hair's so thin, like my hair's so thin that it would basically just go to waste.
Yeah, but fuck off,
if I
you
would
have
do
hair.
anything.
Yeah, you
Oh,
person
no,
with
no,
hair,
that's
fuck
fine.
you.
No, but my mom's side of the family is all bald, so I'm already prepared to lose all my hair. So, fuck it.
Well, baldness is inherited from the female side of the family.
That's why I said it. Plus, my dad is also bald, so double the risk. Or
Yeah,
something.
you won't inherit baldness from your dad. It's in the X gene.
Oh.
There we go. Try that.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you guys wanted a topic, right? That's why I'm here.
In theory.
Topic.
There,
Okay.
my hairline. It's already thinning.
Yeah, see, you got thinning. I've always been like this myself. I've got a
Um,
picture from me when I was 16.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like
Talk to me
that.
about thinning hair. I got news for you. My hair is thin to the point that I have a penis on my head. When the moment that this part here is out of the way, it just looks like a big. Anyway, never mind. It's actually grown long enough you can't tell, but yeah, most of the time I just look literally like a dickhead.
I have a single spot of my hair that is not thinning. Like, it's the only part of my hairline that's not receding.
I'm hanging on. I'm hanging on for you.
Anyways, Heathen's godless engineers put up his.
I invited the
Gmail
Gmail as well.
right?
I invited the Gmail as well.
So he should be arriving anytime soon.
So you
Once
guys
he
wanted a
figures
topic.
out how to use Gmail.
No, I don't care.
You guys wanted a topic, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's topic.
Baby. Okay, so I don't know if this is interesting to you, but I kind of find it interesting. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. I don't believe that.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I have issue with that because it's what's an extraordinary claim to some native person who's never seen an airplane and somebody else tells them they saw an airplane. That's a pretty extraordinary claim.
Mhm.
But no extraordinary evidence required to show that an airplane exists, right?
Well, no. For them, it would be extraordinary, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's perspective.
Yeah. So it'd be showing them an airplane would be extraordinary evidence to them.
I don't know if it would be extraordinary evidence.
Okay,
It's
all
just-
right, Rick. Let's just use your airplane analogy here. If I told you that airplanes exist,
Yeah.
that's not very extraordinary to you because
Well,
of everything else around you, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we go to someone who's never encountered aircraft before,
Mhm.
the only thing in their world that flies is a stick you throw or a bird.
Right.
And we say, we have a machine that you climb inside of, and it flies,
Yeah.
and it's made of metal.
That's pretty extraordinary.
That's pretty extraordinary.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, assuming that they understand birds fly, so it must fly like a bird. Let's assume they know what metal is, okay? And by climbing inside of it, well, I have a hut, I can go inside of a hut, so it must be like a hut. So it's a hut that flies like a bird, made out of metal. Doesn't seem so extraordinary anymore, does it?
I was not paying attention.
But to the person, it probably still does, because if they throw a rock in the air, it's going to fall to the ground, and they
Yes,
throw a
but
piece of
birds
metal.
fly. Birds fly.
Yeah.
They stay up until they
Yeah, but
land.
they do it by flapping their wings, I guess. You know, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like because I even I think about when Einstein proposed that light bends, the sun will bend light around it. That's pretty extraordinary. But it was only a 30-page essay that he wrote that proved it, that showed
Okay,
that. And then there was,
that-
of course, the photographic evidence later on. So it's kind of interesting. It's a pretty extraordinary claim to say that, wow, gravity bends light. That's amazing. Like, that's extraordinary. But the evidence isn't extraordinary. It's just a paper and a photo. You know what I mean? So is it an extraordinary claim then? I don't
Well,
understand. Where does this
ac-
extraordinary
Well,
thing
that
come
would-
from?
That would be like saying that like gravity bends a straight line.
It doesn't look like he's set up to receive hangout invites from people outside of his circle, so that might be problematic. However, the invite that you'll get will be from 13 Shadows, and it'll show the when you go to enter the hangout, it will not show the participants because this is a corporate hangout that can handle up to 15 people. Anyway,
I'll be
Like,
right
for
back.
instance, if I were to draw a straight line, from my perspective, that line would be straight.
wait, did I say 13 Shadows or 13?
And Richter's gate, like, you know himself.
Yeah.
And then from your perspective, let's say you're outside of my perspective, looking at me and everything, that line might look all like wobbly and weird because that's how gravity is.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yeah, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. You know, like all over the place.
Yeah.
But from where I'm standing, it's like no, it's always a straight line.
I don't get what you mean.
I don't know. It's 2
I'm pretty
o'clock in
thick.
the morning here. Okay.
Hang on. I'll be right back. I just gotta. My water's boiling for some coffee.
Oh, I thought you were about to say that your
okay.
water broke. Never mind.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, Rick just has an argumentative advantage here. It's only 11 o'clock where he is.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, I'm fucking brain dead at this hour. But yeah, Blink was sent 3 different ways, from courtesy of the 13 Shadows account. but if they don't get through, because I checked it, went to his G Plus page, and it does not give me the fucking option to do shit here, because
Adam, can you add them to a circle?
I could.
If you add them to a circle, then you can invite the circle.
I'd have to make a fucking egg.
Maybe notifications are just on the fritz right now.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
How many times did you have to send it to Rixus before work?
6.
No, well, that's the thing. I didn't have I didn't know I had to go to Skype to do it, because I haven't ever joined a hangout like this before.
Well, the thing is, I sent you 6 through G Plus, and then I sent the one through the Skype.
And that's weird. I never received a single one from you through G Plus.
I sent 6 of the fucking things, man. You saw me bringing it up there.
Hold on.
And I clicked on it. I kept on every time you mentioned it, I was like, okay, I'll go check that little bell thing, and
Hold on a minute.
never anything. I was like, okay,
Since Godless Engineer and IG both were in a hangout once and did a hangout together, then would that not mean that they're in each other's circle still? And could IG not invite him?
Well, IG can send him a fucking link. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. If
Should
IG
not give
knows
it.
me?
I don't fucking know.
What now? What's going on?
Can you send Godless
That'd be a no.
Engineer a link to join the hangout?
I can try.
You can try, because it's not working for me.
Okay, let's see.
Godless Engineer. I don't know. Godless Engineer. Or do I?
Yeah, because it's not letting me send him a message, so it's being a... I hate Google! Scroogle by the Google.
Scroogle. See, now I'm checking my notifications, and I have 3, and not one is from you. It's
Oh, for
really
fuck's sake, man.
really weird.
And
Yeah,
that's
I
the
know.
kicker, is with this format, you see the fucking invite going out. That's the most maddening part of it.
I don't know. I don't understand. Somebody got the monkeys out of the cage again.
Let me see.
What you do is you PM. Someone just PM him that.
It wasn't even letting me PM him, so... Yeah, the little drop-down thing with a... That one, I didn't see that on his page, which usually means that he has it set so people outside of his circle and shit can't actually send him one. Outside of his circles, mind you. So, I don't fucking know.
Wow.
See, it doesn't have the little bubble thing but when you go to his G Plus page. So, I don't fucking know. Scroogle by the Google. Love this shit. That and they fucked up the volume setting in here. If you're using, whether it be the either the control panel or the control room or the Hangout toolbox, you can't actually modulate people's volume anymore. So I can't even equalize the people in the Hangout.
If anything should work, I sent you it privately through G Plus. Try that.
Try it again. I don't fucking know.
I just sent him it through G Plus.
Oh, okay. Well, fine. If you send it through G Plus, you should have it through G Plus. Fuck this shit. I've sent like so many goddamn invites tonight that. Let me try it one more time for the hell of it, though.
I've never used the invite system before. I've always just sent people links.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it right there. Allow, still, invite, again.
By morning, they're all going to be sent, and he's going to have like 8 different
Yeah,
notifications.
he's going to have like 8 billion of the fucking things. I'll have my... Actually, no, I've never had this one flagged spam. I had the other one flagged spam, so it can't be... I don't fucking know. Anyway. I had it a couple days that I had the little script kiddies when they're fucking with me, trying to flag me for spam day after fucking day, and it was funny because I don't actually technically host the Hangout through the same ID that I broadcast them to, so... I know it has nothing to do with the volume of fucking invites.
What's that red dot, Rictus?
Okay, tell him to check his email or check his messages.
You just did. You're actually broadcasting on the stream just like I am, IG.
Oh yeah.
That's a picture of the sun through smoke haze from a forest fire.
Ah.
Honestly?
Yep, I took that a couple of weeks ago when there was some forest fires on Vancouver Island and around the area that I was staring straight at the sun. You could stare straight at it.
I was gonna say it looks like a Beijing sunrise.
Oh yeah.
There's forest fires in La Ronge too, and it was so nasty. I've never seen So much
Yeah.
fog and smoke. It smelled like a bonfire for like 5 days.
Yeah, my mom too. Even all the way down to like where she lives in where is it again? Not Nokomis, not Govan, but Strasbourg. I don't know if you know that area.
Mm,
Just
I'll
south
have
of,
to go look.
well, just north of Regina, kind of thing.
Oh,
Or
oh,
Regina.
oh. Yeah, it's probably one of those really rinky-dink towns, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a farming town kind of thing. So,
Holy crap! I see somebody trying to join.
oh. Oh.
Not the icon I was expecting, but okay. It's coming in as John Godless. I guess I'm assuming it's the same person.
Yeah, IG said it was.
Okay. Doorbell's been answered, and I'm going to go sit my ass down for a minute because I need to get more coffee. Fuck this shit.
Awkward silence. No, but seriously, that smoke was nasty. Like it was covering us for at least like a week, and then it stopped for a day, and then it came back.
Yeah, it's really weird, eh?
You know nothing about being covered in smoke. Do you know how bad it was when I blew up Pompeii?
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off, Navik. Just because you look like the historical Jesus doesn't mean you are the historical
And
Jesus.
Jesus didn't blow up Pompeii.
I don't look like the historical Jesus. I took all the orange out of my skin and put it into my beard. I look completely different.
He looks like the Victorian Jesus. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's Ginger Jesus.
Hey, Ginger Jesus. He's the Judas Jesus.
I'm pretty confident there's a YouTube user called the Ginger Jesus. I'm very confident.
Well, let's go find out, shall we?
No, that's a Ginger Creek. Never mind.
Gingers.
I was so very confident that there. Yeah, I guess just Googling is probably the best bet.
Here's a question for
there
Christians.
is
Does
a
God
Ginger
have a soul?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's good.
Actually, we could. Navik, shut up.
Okay, there's a Ginger Jesus on Tumblr. There's one on Facebook. Ginger Jesus has a Pinterest.
So they're harmless, Ginger Jesus, then.
Yeah, I think actually it's a musician.
And Ginger Jesus, then. Maybe he's Mexican. You never know.
And unfortunately, the guy does not like the nickname Ginger Jesus, so...
So he took it, but he doesn't like it.
So let me ask this question: would a Ginger Jesus have a soul? Oh.
We have to figure out if God has a soul first. I mean, if God didn't have a soul, how can Jesus?
I have a question. Did Jesus have a belly button?
Actually,
testing
hang on,
baby,
wait. Actually, I have to point something out, though. When was
Yeah.
blues music actually invented? There was no way Jesus had soul.
Dun,
Thank you.
And yes, Jesus would have a belly button. I mean, he was,
He was buried.
Yeah,
he was
he was
in utero.
Okay. Here's
Just
the
because
bigger
she
question
was
then.
13 doesn't mean she can't produce an umbilical cord.
That's
Okay.
right.
And yes, they actually do have the umbilical cord as a holy relic if you want to argue that it could be a fetus. Anyways, let's not worry about the validity of holy relics, but of all the things that they have, there's one thing they do not have. Why has nobody ever come forward with the original whip that was used to beat the money changers out of the temple?
Hang on, no. I haven't taken the
I
time
bet you somebody has it.
No,
or thinks to have it.
it's not claimed anywhere. It's not on any list of relics. They have the holy foreskin,
Yeah,
umbilical cord.
no. They have
True
22 holy foreskins.
Thank you. I wasn't
Do
arguing
they have the holy
validity.
placenta, though? What about the holy placenta?
Well, they have umbilical cord, Jordy.
No. It's just 22 holy foreskins. No placenta.
Joseph sort of ate the placenta, so.
Yeah. They even have the pillar of flagellation where they whip them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So where's better question is, where was the whip that was used to whip Jesus, and where's the whip that Jesus used on the money changers?
I've got a better question. Where the fuck's the tomb?
That's actually an easy one to answer. It's on.
Yeah.
It's in a cave. It's on the same mountain that Noah's Ark landed on.
We don't know the name of the
Well,
mountain that Noah's Ark landed on because it landed in the mountains of Ararat, not Mount Ararat, but the mountains of Ararat.
I believe that there's actually a place that they claim is the tomb.
There's like 2 or 3 different places they claim are the tomb. They're both declared to be the tomb by like I think Spanish aristocracy years later or some shit like that. Yeah.
Put it this way.
What, 16th century or some shit?
If they actually did know where the true tomb was, they're gonna go, okay, that's the true tomb, but we're gonna send all the tourists over there.
Have to make a mess of that place.
Right. Because if you do go there and go on a walking tour, which is based on the path that Jesus took to be crucified, if you know the city well enough and know the layout of the city, the historical city, and the path you're supposed to take, the path you're taking is not the path that was taken.
It's a faux passion.
Right. They put you on a different path to keep you away. Yeah, exactly. That's what they do it.
That's why whenever someone finds Jesus in their Cheeto, they send it to the tomb so he can see himself.
Is this like the whole thing of the Path of the Ride of Paul Revere that they have in Massachusetts, that some of the local companies pay to have the path moved so it goes in front of them?
Yeah. Actually, I watched an episode of This Old House where they're standing at this old building where apparently that is where the British apparently were coming to and coming for. Apparently they had cannons or something. And then they point across like the landscape, you see another church steeple. That's where the signal was set. It's like, history makes this seem like it's such a big fucking deal. It's like, no, it's down the block.
Yeah, it's
It kind of makes Paul Revere's ride seem rather insignificant. He got on a horse and like rode down the street.
Actually, the reason why Paul, hang on.
Give it long enough, and it will be 40 years that it took him to ride down the entire road, just like the trip across the desert.
Actually, hang on though. Paul Revere didn't do shit. He was sitting in the bar getting drunk, if I remember correctly. He wasn't actually one of the writers. He was just popularized by a song or poem or some shit like that was written well after the fact.
Yep.
Well, I'm just going based on that kind of stuff. Okay.
American myth.
Oh yeah.
Lunatic Robot is asking you how big Jesus' foreskin is.
I don't know. You'd have to ask the Catholic Church. Oh wait, no, they have decided that it's that you'll get excommunicated if you'll talk about it. Never mind.
Well, it depends. You got to sew all of them together. There's 22 of them, right? So.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it!
He's probably regrown it to please the ladies, of course.
Actually, the foreskin is better for the guy.
No, they didn't take off. No, I think they didn't take just the foreskin. I think for 22 of them, it must have taken the whole fucking thing.
I mean, he had to regrow it to please the ladies.
Oh yeah.
He had to regrow his penis, and then with that, he regrew his foreskin.
No, the reason. The funny thing is, later the Catholic Church had a debate as to whether the foreskin would have actually been brought to heaven with him or not. Fucking stupid ass shit. Love it.
Because Jesus is among us.
Yeah.
From what I understand, all the relics of the pieces of wood that are supposedly of the cross, if you put them all together, you could build like a ship out of them.
You could build a fucking ark, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, that's a big freaking cross there, guys.
Okay. Apparently, the holy relics, and I'm not going to worry about all the shrouds, the holy chalice and true cross. We're going to get on to the other stuff they have.
Oh, the weird shit.
Items related to the crucifixion.
Whose is it that they have a mug that some saint's brain used to be in, and now people drink from it to receive blessings?
You serious?
Well, I'm only going to focus on relics that relate to Jesus, not everybody else. Because the list just gets stupid long.
Go ahead.
Okay, we have the stairs from Pontius Pilate's Praetorium. Okay, that's the ascended by Jesus during his trial. They have a large number of churches claim to have relics of the crown of thorns.
Yeah.
For instance, there is something that's made out of the holy nails that were used to crucify Jesus.
He was
they
crucified on holy nails now. Holy crap.
It's the nails that were used to nail him on the cross. Okay. What else do we got here?
How many nails, by the way? Do
There
we have
is
a number
also
of how many holy nails there are?
There's only supposed to be 3, technically.
Well, yes, but how many are there? You know, like there's 22 fucking
I'm not. Like I said, I'm not arguing validity.
Well, I'm just wondering
I'm just
if
going
we have a
down the
number. I'm just wondering if we have a
No,
number.
because that's arguing validity again.
No, it's not.
Listen, we took 5 hours.
No, it's arguing comedy, not validity.
Oh, okay. It doesn't say how many there are.
No, fuck.
Okay. Oh, sorry. However, it does get confused, and it says that Christ was crucified with 3 or with 4 nails. So they're not quite sure. It's a 3 or 4. Or were the feet crossed over, or were they each nailed separately? Okay. But that's neither here nor there. Then they also have the Basilica of the Holy Blood, which apparently this is Christ's blood in a phial, which apparently was sopped up on a cloth. Okay.
Actually, I'm familiar with this. It's a nice little bit of alchemy. When it's held straight upwards, it solidifies. When you move it around a little bit and warm it up, it actually turns to a liquid.
Yeah.
That's called gallium.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've also got the Holy Coat, which is Jesus' clothes that were cast off and gambled for by these Roman soldiers.
Probably 15 sets of those.
Again, we're not arguing.
I mean, you guys are saying that.
Then of course they have the Calvary of Crucifixion. It's a small rock from Golgotha. They have the Iron Cross of Lombardy, which is also the bridle of Constantine, which again are made from nails.
The Iron Cross supposed to be?
Oh, it's made of nails, the holy nails again. So we're back to even more nails than the original 3 or 4.
Yeah, we're on like 20 nails.
But it's different items.
Nails.
It's different items.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to keep in mind that these nails were like 6 to 8 inches long and like a half inch in diameter.
No. What you have to keep in mind is that there were charlatans on every fucking street corner trying to sucker the church into buying these things.
The chances of them having them are very rare because in that time they reused the crosses and the nails.
Yeah.
They would have been gathered up after he died and reused.
And there's an example of an interned body that actually does still have a nail in its ankle because they simply couldn't get it out.
Well, yeah, it's fossilized, and that's all that really.
No,
does.
it's been bent over. They couldn't get it out when they went to pull it out. They couldn't.
Yeah. But that's not related to Jesus.
No, it's not. It's an example of crucifixion.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have the Holy Lance or Spear of Destiny, which is the Spear of Longinus.
Yeah.
Which is used to pierce his side. They have the Holy Sponge, which was used to, I think it was to give him the vinegar or the wine there.
Yeah, when he was up on the cross, they hold this thing on a stick up with allegedly vinegar and wine on it. And strangely enough, the moment they hold it up to his face, that's the moment at which he just mysteriously dies.
Yeah, okay.
As opposed to like going unconscious and stuff.
Yeah,
well, that's how they were checking to see if he was dead.
No, that was later. That was a spear thing, actually.
Anyways. Then they've also got the Column of Flagellation, which is the column which he was whipped on.
They call them a flatulence.
Yeah, flagellation, not flatulence. Then we have
Nodvik's comment was funnier. It counts.
I know. Then we have the bodily relics. This is where you get into the holy prepuce, which is the foreskin. Okay, I'm trying to see if they've got anything else on there.
Holy foreskin.
So are we just like listing off?
I think the reason God ordered 200 foreskins is because I hadn't invented bubblegum yet.
That's disgusting.
Anyways, then there's some miscellaneous relics too, like for instance, the gifts of the Magi. Apparently, some church has those. The swaddling cloth of baby Jesus, when he was taken to the temple when he was young, when he was presented there. Apparently, the knife that was used at the Last Supper to cut the bread.
Yeah.
Okay, that's also a relic too.
Good grief, he was Elvis. Holy shit, man, it's the same fucking crap. It's like any of these dead celebrities. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I say is, where's the whip from beating off the money changers?
Beating off the money changers.
Why can't they have the 30 pieces of silver that Judas was paid and that had to return to the? You don't have
that
this
money
stuff.
that money was given to was given away. That money could not be accepted back by the Jewish people.
Charity or something like that.
Yeah, they gave it away.
No, hang on. The swindlers are probably only getting about 30 bits of silver. If they were giving them bits of silver, they would have lost money.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No,
So
but when,
if I were to get a pillar of salt,
The church is no longer as obsessed with alleged relics.
Yeah. They're getting better at debunking those things, but when the thing is a few hundred years old in the church, it's kind of hard now.
Yeah, they got a little bit too burned, especially by the time of the whole foreskin fiasco.
Foreskin gate.
Why is it that every time I start talking about foreskin, my daughter walks into the room? Damn it, Sam! Get out of here when I'm having that.
It's like radar, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like Dad saying something ridiculous. Walk in the room. Ah. Anyway.
And she giggles, doesn't she?
No, she doesn't actually. She just looks at me like, heh.
Yeah.
That
Isn't that a giggle?
That's the look, but she doesn't actually make a sound.
Giggling is funnier. This is more like taunting and teasing.
No, she doesn't actually make a noise. She just look like, Dad, you're a freak. That's about it.
Oh, wait. Since we're talking about foreskin, no one's mentioned penis yet, have they?
Oh, no. Did somebody claim to have the relic of Jesus' dick?
No, but I figured since we haven't actually mentioned penis yet in the entire hangout, maybe we'll do it now.
Well, it is a shuffle. We'll get it out of the way. Yeah, it's just, all he was doing was listing off all these supposed relics that the church has been basically swindled to buy over the years.
Hey, some of them weren't bought; they were donated. Someone brought them back from the Holy Land. Said, "Hey, look what I found!"
Yeah, some idiot finds a nail and says, "This must be the one that put Jesus in the cross," because stupid.
well, I think they actually have authentic crucifixion nails.
Oh, come on.
From
Seriously.
No, hold on a second.
Not his, but you know.
Not his, but authentic for that time period.
Yeah, nails of the period that were used for crucifixion. Thank you.
Well, yeah, they do actually have a wrist bone with a bent nail through it.
It's an ankle bone.
And regardless, there was a big fucking to-do made out of it because people were like, look, they did use nails. Of course, we know that most of the time they didn't. Most of the time they used rope.
Yeah, because nails would have been expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen though, you tie the guy to the cross, and then we're gonna make sure you don't get down, and you nail him on.
No, actually, the nails were reserved for people that had gotten away too many times. The thing is, during that time period, during crucifixion, this idea that that you had guards out there no, you didn't. You had some people that were basically mercenaries for all intents and purposes from the area. These were just garrison forces. They weren't legionnaires or any shit like this. There weren't many of them. There were like 5, 6 to watch the entire fucking ground. So people come along and cut down their loved ones all the goddamn time.
Yeah, because most people died within a few hours. They did a study of holding someone in that position. And what happens is you asphyxiate, you get tired, and you basically
your lungs fill up with phlegm and fluid.
I heard the opposite. I thought it took a few days to actually.
No.
It's actually supposed to take days. If they break your legs, however, you can't lift yourself.
Wait. Headless is correct. It does actually generally take days. Now, in the case of that particular crucifixion, because the Sabbath was coming up and they were going to be having that big freaking celebration, they were going down and trying to speed the process by breaking people's legs. Now, once they got down by where Jesus was, and they were going down the line breaking everyone's legs so they die quicker, that's when the whole issue of the sponge being held up to his face, suddenly he loses consciousness, quote, dying, giving up the ghost, whatever. And by the time they get down there, they're like, oh no, he's already dead. And then they hit him with a spear to test it and this and that, which is actually something featured in a book called The Crucifixion Plot or something like that. Or
Yes.
And
Basically, he could have fainted or gone unconscious from being dehydrated.
Just an FYI, they did often, instead of having their arms out here, they would tie them up like this and tie them in such a way that they wouldn't suffocate, so that they would sit there and be tortured longer. It would be more excruciating and a longer death.
Yeah.
And on top of that, usually when you got cut down or dropped down later when you were dead, you didn't get a burial. You were thrown down the hill and the wild dogs just ate you.
Yeah.
Yep.
This also doesn't include the birds that are pecking at you while you're hanging on the cross. Not much fun.
Hey, Crow, what do you know? Burp, eyeball falls out. There you go.
Yep.
I don't know. I can't take the crucifixion seriously.
Well, the whole sponge thing makes it a little bit hard because it really sounds like somebody basically slipped him a Mickey to knock his ass the hell out, and then they're like, no, 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 no. That and the whole thing with people being very frequently basically surviving crucifixion by being cut down. It makes it a little bit. Even if the character was crucified, I mean, that's highly possible, but even so, the likelihood of dying from crucifixion it's not nearly the sure thing they try to make it out to be.
Even in the Quran's story of Jesus, they say that he was to be crucified, but only made it appear to be so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a mythicist, so I don't. For me, you would have to go through a whole lot more before even getting to the crucifixion.
Yeah.
In order, at least for me, to even have a serious discussion on the crucifixion. I don't think it happened.
Yeah, the thing is, there are plenty of people crucified. All they need to do is make a story about any given one of them. But, the whole mythicist thing, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that approach to it, because I actually go more with the notion that it was probably an assortment of different people that were combined into one mythic story.
Okay, that's still inventing a Jesus, though.
Well, yeah, but it's not pure mythicist.
I think it was just a rebranding of Apollonius of Tyana with a little bit of Odyssey inspiration thrown in.
Well, no, actually the Old Testament lays out exactly how to construct Jesus. So, the blueprints were already there. You just had to get somebody to actually write it into a scroll.
Yeah, but the Jesus character doesn't really match those supposed blueprints. I mean, if you look at all the Messianic prophecies and what have you, they don't match at all what Christians promote as being Messianic prophecy.
Okay,
but he was obviously a descendant of David because Joseph was, even though Joseph wasn't his father in any way.
Yeah, that's horseshit. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find the name. The one that actually came closest.
It's also kind of funny that Joseph kind of disappears out of the narrative after a certain point.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
What criteria did they use to denote which gospels are the correct ones at the Council of Nicaea to build the Bible?
Well, it wasn't actually.
What's the criteria?
A lot of arguing and shouting.
Well, the contents of the Bible wasn't actually.
It was they excluded any gospel that didn't portray Christ as divine.
Actually, that wasn't the Council of Nicaea. The
Well,
Council of Nicaea was simply to determine whether he was all God or fully human. It was Caldonia or something like that, where they actually determined what would be the final canon. The canon was actually determined at a different council.
Okay. Well, I haven't researched like the Council of Nicaea or how exactly they put the Bible together.
Yeah, it's a long, convoluted tale, but yeah, that came in later. There were a couple of different canons that were being promoted around that time period, and they finally said, okay, that's enough. We have to sit down and hash this out officially. But that was a later council.
I think I'd prefer a Jesus that got pissed off as a kid and like pissed in mud and turned a bunch of mud statues into birds and then killed a kid. I mean, that just seems like a bit more of a badass Jesus.
Yeah, but
I always prefer Ninja Jesus actually myself.
Yeah, but the majority of people voting on which gospels to keep were the ones that were the followers of Paul, so they wanted the ones that disagreed with Paul the least.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they included John in it. I got it.
Yeah.
No, see, John is a completely different Jesus than all the other Gospels.
Well, John was also
I,
considered to be the last, if I remember. Well, one of the last at least. I'm not sure if it was the very last, but it was one of the later Gospels. You have argument
Yeah,
as whether
because it
it's
was a gospel that was being touted around the region as a particular sect of Christianity, and they were constructing it to be an accepting religion, and so they worked that into the canon just because they wanted to grow their numbers.
well, there's a little bit more than that per se. There were a lot of
Well,
books that
how
were
else do you
quite.
explain them
Hang on,
including
hang on.
John
There were
into
a
the
number of
Bible?
books that were rejected because they were regarded as whether being too far-fetched or because there were some problems with them. One of the books being incredibly popular at the time was not the Gospel rather, but the Book of Enoch, which was stricken because they found that a little bit too far-fetched, but somehow Rev wasn't.
Yeah.
But it was incredibly popular at the time, and it came really close to being canonized.
Yeah, but I mean, the Gospel of John is totally contradictory to Mark, and then subsequently, Matthew and Luke. So.
All right, so he did take a little bit of liberties here with the zombie apocalypse at the end.
None of the four of them really match, honestly.
Well, no, that's because Mark is the first gospel that was written, and then you got Matthew and Luke that were written after that, and they both use Mark, and then Luke uses
the sequels and the
Matthew.
reboots.
Well, they use both Mark and the hypothetical document of Q, which may have simply been
That's not
oral
you
tradition.
can't you can't. I mean, that's a high. You're right. That's a hypothetical document, but there's no way to know whether or not that it actually existed. I mean, it's totally plausible that Luke copied from Matthew as well as Mark.
Actually, the reason why they're positing is because the other books actually have additional content in them that both books have the same content, and this is why they posited the hypothetical Q document. Because either that or it's a really interesting coincidence.
Invent a source when, I mean, Luke is clearly written after Matthew, so, I mean, Luke could use Matthew to construct its own narrative of Jesus.
The thing is, the time period between them, I think, is the issue with that. With the writing format and the differences between them, it's not lifted. One's not lifted wholesale from the other, not whole cloth. It is still a significant variation, which is why they have. And as I said, Q could be something as simple as oral narratives that were going around at the time, or what have you. It might not have ever been an actual document. Also keep in mind that Koine Greek was never really so much a written language as a spoken language, which was then recorded.
Well, hey guys, I've got to go. I'll see you guys later, okay?
Take care.
Later, John.
Bye.
Later.
Anyway.
Well,
We actually talked about religion in a shuffle. Jesus.
That was a very boring conversation.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have to agree. And I was going to try and find the name of the guy that got closest to actually fulfilling the messianic prophecies, and I can't find my link, unfortunately, but it's like Simon Barkova or something like that. The one guy that did get closest, but the actual criteria for, according to the Judaic tradition, the things that are required are like reestablishing the Sanhedrin, having the Sanhedrin rule be the judges, and basically running law for all the fucking world, having everybody turn to Israel for spiritual guidance, all this other shit. God returning back to the temple, no, it ain't happening.
Sad part is, even if everything else managed to fall into place and it turned out to be true, we could never know who the Messiah is because we've lost the lineages from Jewish pastime. So,
well, that in and of itself, the whole line of David thing, it was even a little bit questionable. I mean, the other things are far more important, like bringing peace to the world under the rule of Judaic law. That kind of stuff was actually much more important.
No, I'll bet that there's some Jewish people keeping track.
I don't think you could at this point.
No, there's probably a lot of people keeping track of post-Holocaust lineages, but literally the entire lineage of pretty much 90 or is it 85 or 90% of Jewish families was burned.
Well, you don't even necessarily need to go that far. I mean, the simple fact of the matter is you're talking about a family line that'd be tracing back how fucking far? You're not going to get there at this point, you know? I mean, we can't trace, with all the technology we have, we can't trace our family lineage back that far without going to genetics.
Mm-hmm.
So it just ain't going to happen.
That's exactly something that, the Jewish people would do, though, don't you think?
There's no way to track it. You'd need a sample of the original DNA from somebody from that line, and then be able to compare it to somebody in modern time. No.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of the problem: is you don't have the you don't have the original sample to know where or anything along the lines of. There is no definitive. This person is of this line, so we can compare somebody else against that. We don't have that. Nobody has that. It's just, yeah. It'd be post hoc horseshit. Now, granted, if we, by some fluke, managed to find something that had what we believed to be Jesus' DNA in it, I'm willing to bet that the fucking fundies would be trying to clone him and claiming this is the way the second coming was meant to happen.
No, the fundies wouldn't do that because that would probably involve cloning at least a human embryo and stem cells. So.
Okay, do you think in the case of trying to get Christ to come back, they'd give a fuck?
No, but the evil atheists would hold it against them.
We're talking about fundies here, where abortion is wrong unless it's their daughter.
Yeah.
No, you're also talking about fundies where they're pro-life. Well, that sick child, don't give them Medicare.
Yeah, that too. That too.
We is healing them by our prayers.
But, I mean, you're talking about people that it was so important to get Israel reestablished, and they really want Israel to get their land back. Why? Because they want the Muslims to turn on and kill them and destroy all of Israel once they get their land back. Just so Jesus can come. It's fucked up.
The praying.
And I heard that there were not riots, but like protests on the Temple Mount this weekend.
What over this
Jews
time?
were fighting for the right to at least go up there and pray.
Yeah, well, at the same point, they really want to rebuild that temple, because if they rebuild the temple, then God will descend back into it, fulfilling their prophecy. This is such fucking asinine shit.
I know.
Well, no, the reason they want to rebuild the temple is so that they can go back to practicing their sacrifice.
Actually, part of the lore of Judaic tradition is that when that temple is rebuilt, that God will descend and re-enter the Holy of Holies.
Yeah.
Mavic and me were on the same level there, I think.
Yeah, so was I, technically speaking.
Well, yeah, but and the reason they want that is so that they can atone. Like right now, according to their religious belief, they cannot atone for sin because they cannot sacrifice at the right place.
But it's more so about Yahweh coming down and taking up a residence, man.
Well, yeah, that has to happen in order for their atonement to be legitimate. They have to have, the Holy of Holies.
And the idea of Yahweh coming down from on high to move into this place and live behind a curtain in some fucking building doesn't strike you as weird?
Well, no, that's a cartoon.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, that's a cartoonish depiction of what they believe, and it's a misrepresentation of what they believe. So yeah, it sounds stupid when you put it like that. But
they believe that Yahweh will descend from on high and take up residence in the Holy of Holies. Which the Holy of Holies, as depicted...
It's the Spirit of God, Yeah. Because they remember that their version of God is different than the Christian version of God. So...
Not that different, but I think it's more
way different.
On topic, I think the belief of Yahweh coming down to take up residence is not so much the Spirit of God as it is in the same form that he was walking around in the Garden of Eden.
Keep in mind that in early Judaic tradition, the high priest would go behind the curtain to literally speak to God.
This is like the Wizard of Oz.
Literally.
No.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I was only teasing IG when I did the whole Wizard of Oz thing. That's not how it works.
Oh, sorry, I'm like half listening to this, so I
That's
heard
okay.
behind the curtain. Sorry.
No, it was believed in ancient Judaic custom that the high priest actually spoke directly to God.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were allowed to go back and check the Ark of the Covenant once a year. They were only allowed to go into the Holy of Holies once a year, and that was to check the Ark of the Covenant.
No.
Yeah, dude, I did a whole Bible study on it.
Okay, so you actually discussed this with Jewish scholars in your Bible study.
Well, we used the Jewish study guide. We used their study guide, their religious practice study guide. And from my understanding, that was the deal. Was there was only the high priest. There was only one could go back there once a year just to check. And I don't remember anything about any kind of communication with God or any kind of conversation. It was basically just to make sure that it was dusted and it was clean and it was fucking still there.
But the Holy of Holies was supposed to be the literal resting place of God.
Well, it was the resting place of the Ark, and they believed that the Ark was the embodiment of God.
Didn't God rest between the cherubim that were on the ark? Isn't that kind of there's two cherubim facing each other?
Yeah, no, there's different there are different beliefs about whether God was actually physically present there, and from what I remember, it wasn't really so much they believed that God was physically present in the Holy of Holies. It was a sacred place for the Ark to rest, and it was and that's what made their sacrifices legitimate. Was that's the only place that you could go and sacrifice and bring your sacrifice to that made it a legitimate offering to God.
Are there two things they need in order to do sacrifices? Because the Levitical priesthood has to be reestablished as well, or something like that. They have to have the priesthood as well.
Yes.
Sanhedrin.
But that's easy to do. I mean, once it has to be on where the Dome of the Rock is. That's where the Holy of Holies has to be. So that's why they haven't rebuilt it anywhere else and done anything else, because their text is very specific about where it has to be. And so now, I guess the Jewish people are starting to get pissed and antsy, and they want to be able to at least go up and pray. And what's funny is that the Muslims, that site it's considered a holy site for Islam, but I've seen pictures of it's not that important. It's not that important to them. I've seen kids up there playing soccer, and it's empty most of the time.
The Dome of the Rock. That's where Muhammad ascends into heaven riding his
right.
That's kind of why it's important for them.
Yeah, but it's as religious sites go in the Islamic faith, it's not it's not the most important. The most important is Mecca, where that asteroid is, or
Kaaba,
that weird rock.
The Kaaba, yeah.
Where they all circle around and.
Yes, and this is why there are so many Muslims that are obsessed with Mecha Godzilla. I'm glad Rick just got the joke.
I got it too.
I also chuckled.
I'm just surprised that I'm obsessed with Barbra Streisand because of Mecha.
There we go. Now we have our South Park reference for the night.
Oh, yes.
How long have I been running this shit other than too fucking long?
First, you were
not-
complaining that it wouldn't be too long. It wouldn't be long enough. Now it's too long.
Oh, well, we're at about 2 hours. It's about time to call the fucking thing. And what I thought might have been an interesting conversation earlier just turned into a whole lot of wasted time and dead silence. Whatever. Anyway, let's cut this fucking thing because we've been running this long the fuck enough. Anybody have any closing thoughts?
Big dicks bad for your health. Stay black.
What?
Big dicks are bad for your health. Stay black.
Next.
What?
The Ark is hidden in a place whose name starts with a P.
Next.
What? I don't get that.
It's not a joke.
Oh.
Next, if anyone.
Don't eat any wooden pickles.
Okay. Next.
People don't say monkey shines enough.
I thought you
IG,
went.
closing comments?
No.
Okay.
Monkey shines.
The
Monkey shines.
offline is off, and let's take this fucker offline in reality.